Glare, yeah, it's Infinity Rush.
Yeah.
Speaking of Jiren, where do you put Jiren on the tier list here?
Oh, should we just do it instantly?
Yeah, just jump in.
I think he's sick.
I agree.
He can COD. I can always, and I think he's got moves that you can like ad lib with. Like, I just call the infinity thing just stairs, and then you can have like a lot of fun with the other commentator by like saying dumb things like he's looking at you, the look of death, menacingly looking at you. That's why it did so much damage, and stuff like that. I think he's got a lot of moves like that. Shoulder barge, you can do it too. He's auto combo. Cool guys don't look at explosions. He's got all of that cool stuff.
Yeah, I do agree. Like Jiren has so many tools that play against the game, and especially like in a game like Dragon Ball, you would think like anti-airs are the norm. They're not. But I get so hyped when like a 2H even happens. And Jiren has a frame 1, I believe, 2S anti-air.
So that's the armor is frame 1, right? I can't remember if it's the armor or the invo.
I don't know either.
Wait, do you mean the 2S or the 2H?
2S.
2S.
Well, the 2S, I don't really know how it works, but the thing with the 2S is that anytime it lands, my man just gets like popped into the 2S and thrown.
Yeah, or frame 2 anti-air.
Like it's jarring, it's weird, but it's great. And I think that kind of stuff, Jiren just has so much weird stuff and weird moves and cool routes. He's got a lot of sauce that helps. I think all that combines to just make Jiren an easy sick tier.
Yeah, for me as well. I do agree. Like, I think every other commentator would say it as well. Like, he's sick. A lot of stuff happens. He plays really good against you. He has amazing staggers. Good damage, like C4 said. His routes are pretty sick as well now with the stomp from the air into the
arms. The stomp and the like EX glare stuff. Nah, that stuff's great. You know what? I think Does anybody else have anything to add about Jiren?
Heki Reki says worst character to commentate Yamcha, which I do not agree, by the way.
No, I disagree. But I wanted to say UI. Yeah. I think when he came out, he went everywhere. I think now I would actually put him somewhat high tier because he's a villain. Because people want to see him lose. And anytime UI does dumb shit and like UI clicks buttons and things happen that go UI's way, it's easy to commentate on. It's easy to go like, oh, it's UI, boys. We in the UI meta. You know, he's doing dumb shit and it's working. So I think as far as that goes, he's actually kind of nice to commentate. Not as nice as any character like Jiren, because it's easier to be genuine with Jiren, I feel. But I don't know. Right. I feel like UI's gotten better over time to commentate for.
I don't really necessarily agree. I think UI's neutral is sick to commentate, like really sick. But he just seems so lame because we know UI and it's really hard to play against him. So when we commentate, it feels like we're calling him lame, even if we say he's sick. So like if you say, oh, that's just UI things, you know, it's kind of downplaying like he's not hype at all.
Yeah, I agree.
I guess.
I don't know. I think he's got fairly interesting routes. Like Nitro's always doing different routes. Even Yankee does like different UI routes I see normal people do.
Yeah.
I think he's got sauce, but for me, him and Trunks, for me, they're both kind of meh because I hate just saying flips. I hate it. I hate characters where I have to mention flips. I think it's so boring. So yeah, flip license is interesting to me, and UI, it looks cool when they do it from full screen like Wade does sometimes to get around beams.
Yeah. But
normally it's for mix, and I think that's a sleep. It's just another way of saying mix. Flip and mix are the same thing to me. So yeah, I get kind of bored pretty quickly. But
oh yeah, the 6H things are pretty cool.
Yeah, 6H is cool, but I don't know. I think I would put him okay.
Yeah. I was gonna say I think okay. Like he's got some nice routes. And sometimes things happen that are funny enough that you can make a joke out of it. But other times, I guess I agree with you, Nick. Other times it's just you feel like you're downplaying. But then I hate doing that as well because it feels like you're downplaying whoever's playing. Like you're saying whoever's playing UI is just like, oh, just UI things, you know. No thought
Yeah.
went into this. You just click buttons. UI wins for you, and it's like that's just not true. You know, especially at the level that we often commentate on. You know, it's not just I'm doing shit and whatever UI fixes it.
Yeah, because otherwise everyone will be playing UI and
Yeah,
everyone
exactly.
will be getting top 8, but that's not possible. Only the best players get top 8.
Yeah, I mean, if like I could pick, I could pick UI and go up against Easy Man, and he would 3-0 me, and it would be miserable. I would be nowhere.
I mean, Easy Man has the Easy Man factor. You're just gonna get hit by things you should not be able to get hit by, but you still do. That is Easy Man. A 2
I don't know why. It was the first player. It was the first player came to mind.
Yeah.
I think, by the way, there's one character who deserves 2 tiers. There might be more characters like this, but you know that he's always on my mind. But Tien, I think Tien, if Tien is in point, if Tien is in any place other than Anchor, he goes in Unboden. This character's got nothing. His roots are sleep.
Yeah.
He does nothing. But if it's Tien with bars on deck and sparking, he goes in sick, because now everything's on the table. He needs one hit and a dude blows up. It's like when a man is down to Tien, it's like, okay, cool, but it is Tien, so anything could happen. And I don't know, I always enjoy the shotgun factor and how ridiculous his damage can get.
I pretty much agree. I think damage is like the most hypest thing about fighting games. Like working out, is it going to kill? And even if it is going to kill, saying they're dead as long as they finish the combo. And then that brings like, not tension, but excitement to see if they do it. So yeah, I think Tien on point would be hype as well, but that might be because no one does it.
I played Tien for yeah. I mean, I guess at that point he just goes into into unorthodox picks. Then it becomes hype because it's like, whoa, he's playing Tien on point. What's going on?
Yeah,
I played Tien on point for a long time. It worked pretty well because he likes assists more than a lot of people give him credit for. Because pretty much everybody just plays him on Anchor. I mean, I play him Anchor these days. I play Jiren point and then Broly, but like bouncing people off the volleyball fist into assists allows him to get some pretty nice stuff. Especially now that he can then just EX volleyball fist for the hard knockdown.
Yeah, I think he's busted with assists. I think he's busted. Knee drop with assists.
Yeah,
and then you can IAD off a knee drop on block. I think it's pretty dumb.
I do think Tien gets slapped on. He's got more than people sometimes give him credit for. At the same time, he's a pretty, like he doesn't have that like wow factor that some later characters had, or that characters like Hit have, where it's like, oh my god, what is he doing? It's like with Tien, if you're looking at the game, you can pretty much always comprehend what the Tien's trying to do. Sometimes he has some nice mix. Or he could come out of nowhere with the volleyball fist, like the back when that was new, and he like 2H and then instant aerial EX volleyball, and you're thinking he's in the block string and he suddenly just smacks you over the head and puts you on the ground. But those kinds of surprises aren't really there anymore, so pretty much anybody who's watching Tien is going to be like, okay, I see you. I see what's going on.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think Tien, he really variates. Sometimes he's really sick to commentate, and sometimes he is asleep.
Yeah, I agree. But this thing is being Anchor, so I would say you almost never see him point anyway, or mid.
True enough. I guess maybe then we put him in hype, because often it is hype when Tien shows up. Sometimes he's sleep, but he's a fairly rare pick, so it's usually pretty cool when he shows up. As far as I'm concerned, anyway. But I am biased because I'm a sim for Tien, I guess.
I'm okay with that.
It is definitely your Twitter title, I think.
It is, yeah. Tien fan to the day I die. I actually have a little. I have on the right of me, behind my computer. I have him from the cell pose. I have him painted on my wall because you guys know I have the manga wall. But on the other side, I also have characters. And Tien is the only Dragon Ball character on there. And on my desk, I have a big old Tien figure that I found while I was in Liverpool, and I have been looking for one for ages. And now I found one, so I instantly bought it. So now I've got 2 Tiens in my room. It's kind of funny. I have way more Gokus, but I'm not such a huge Goku fan. Sometimes I think back and I think, why do I have all these Gokus? I've got like 3. I've got Goku Blue, I've got Super Saiyan Goku, and I've got Base Goku. I don't know why I have all these Gokus, but I have them now. It's like there's no getting rid of them.
You're only missing 3 Gokus then. No.
Oh god, dude,
4.
I couldn't
Goku.
bring myself to buy Super Saiyan 3 Goku. That's not gonna happen,
Super
man.
Saiyan 3, Super Saiyan 4, GT.
Oh no, I'm not getting no. I can't be buying 4. I would not be buying 4. I can't be doing that.
So back to TN, I suppose. I kind of disagree with you too. I think I would personally put him in okay because, like, most of the time, the only thing I'm seeing from TNs is up back into the beam. Up back beam into vanish to like get in.
I resent this accusation.
and then they start to kind of mix, and then you get like the really fair and honest 13 frame overhead TK stuff. That's kind of hype. So in that sense, I would put him in hype, and sometimes you just get clowned as well. I love that.
If you get tapped by TM5M when he is an anchor, you're just dead. You're just dumb.
Yeah. I mean the raw Chaozu, you get clowned. That happens.
Oh no! Oh, raw Chaozu. Bring the roll the clown out here.
Like at one point, and I did not. He used raw Chaozu at me. I was like, okay, I'm ready for this. But then I was like, oh, you have to jump, right? It's like a grab. So I jumped, and then he hit me.
Nope.
The answer is just say crouching.
Yeah, you duck.
I didn't know. I got.
Here's the thing: if you don't have bar left and you're against a TN with three bars, don't jump. If you jump and he reacts and he calls Chaozu, you're fucked. Chaozu will just grab you.
Yeah.
And if you're stood close to him and you have a bar, like if you are grounded, you have a bar and he calls raw Chaozu and you just vanish, there is a chance that you will still just get caught. Yeah, it's a clown move. It's to pull out Chaozu, but I love it.
Yeah,
I love Chaozu. It's such a stupid move. But yeah, I think he deserves hype also because it's like if you ask yourself, TN or UI, who would I rather commentate? I think anybody says TN.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah. Kind of, yeah.
I saw...
The hype. Like, when someone SDs at you, getting that air-to-air win is also kind of hype. And TN has an auto-win move, basically, in the air. So, like, he just chops at you and you're dead.
Yeah. I saw somebody in the chat mention Cooler top tier. I think I agree. I think it's always a joy when Cooler's on screen. He's got that counter level 3 that can make for some real antics when somebody just throws it.
Yeah.
Even better when it gets called out. When somebody roll Cooler 3s and the other guy just doesn't hit him.
I would say he's meh. I would say he's meh.
He's meh?
Because yes, his counter is cool, but otherwise, he just feels really cheap to me. Because of the dive kicks being so fast and overhead and plus. He seems really cheap, and then the only thing he really has is big buttons. The 3H is kind of cool.
Maybe I'm still affected by
by
the time of the Lord Bueller memes and Kaiden.
Maybe
it was more so a thing of because that I guess that's the thing. I don't have as much experience commentating Cooler, but he's always a joy to watch to me. But I think there's a key difference there because watching Cooler can be really hyped, while commentating Cooler can be really difficult, and there's not much material to go on. What do you think, C4?
I think he's I'd say he's a little bit better than okay, but I don't think he's hype. So I'll just stick him in okay. I think he's got moves you can meme about. He's got like a foot dive or dive kick, tail normals, snitching with his 5S. DP characters seem to have a little bit of hype because, you know, DPs are like, oh my god, he could have lost his character if they blocked it. He's level 1, does a lot of damage, so you're always unsure. You always forget that it might kill because it does so much damage. Level 3 is interesting. Like, you can definitely meme on people in match, and all Cooler players do meme on their opponents for some reason.
That's the thing. Cooler players are hype, but is Cooler hype?
Yeah, it might be. Yeah, it was Dogora, Shudan, and Kaiden.
Yeah. Like you can't really go wrong with those guys because there's like they like to meme. And they're just their fun personalities. So
how does Punda play Cooler?
Yeah, I think
really
I'd stick.
Right?
I think I'd stick Cooler in okay personally.
Yeah, me too. Because Panzer said hype, I said meh. C4 said okay, so the middle ground is okay.
Yeah, and I think it also just kind of comes down to if Cooler's on screen, the crowd's going to be easier because people like seeing Cooler and people like memeing with Cooler, and Cooler players like to meme. So in general, like people are going to be having a good time because Cooler's on screen, and you might not be having a good time.
Yeah, the intro is too sick as well.
That's true. Yeah,
you don't really see it because he's usually being put mid.
Yeah. What do we think about Super Saiyan Vegeta?
I'll let C4 speak.
Boden. It's so boring. No one cares. No one cares. Like, the hardest thing I've ever seen with SJ Vegeta is Raw Kid do full screen EX rocket kick and then call a DP assist behind it. So they couldn't punish it. And then it was more the assist being cool than Vegeta. I don't think he has anything good. Nothing. Even if he gets a DP on your super dash, he doesn't get anything. Like, he can't even get a combo most of the time.
Oh,
just doesn't get anything. I just don't. There's nothing hype about him other than he's Vegeta.
Yeah, it's a rough time, but I think I'm with you. Like, I can't think of any. It also doesn't help that, you know, he used to be so popular back in the day. So pretty much anybody who watches a lot of Dragon Ball still remembers watching the same Vegeta combos again and again and again with Cell, and watching him do the consecutive key blasts. And it takes so long. It doesn't help. There's just, with everything that Vegeta has, I think to myself, it doesn't help. It doesn't help.
He actually makes combos look boring because of A assist. he actually sucks out the sauce out of combos. The A assist DR in any combo is so boring.
He's like he's like toilet paper. He just sucks the sauce right up.
Yeah,
just
all the sauce. He's bounty. He's bounty toilet paper, mate. He's just you should put him. There should be like anti-sauce. That's the tier he is. He's anti-sauce. He was like Yamcha in season 1.
Yeah. Whereas like everything goes to Yamcha A.
Yeah, Yamcha A made things boring. I think SJ Vegeta is the same. He just never got above that. His C assist is no one uses it, and his B assist only Raw Kid's gonna use it. Like, he's just Vegeta A. That's literally. So
here's the thing: if you like Vegeta B, congratulations, you like watching Raw Kid. That's not, you don't like watching Vegeta.
Pretty much. Like, even his like quote unquote sauce combos, they're either not that saucy, or they're like someone else's B&B, or they're just not that cool. Like, backdashing in a combo is not that cool. Like
the only saucy combos you're gonna get out of Super Saiyan Vegeta are like proper like Twitter combos, where you're doing all kinds of shit that you are just never going. Like, it's a deeply unoptimal combo that you are never gonna do in a real match.
Yeah, he's got he can do jump S into. So if he gets a jump S like perfectly high, and then staggers them perfectly, he can land and combo into 5L. That's the most sauciest thing I've seen Vegeta do in the corner. You're never going to see it in a match. I put money on it. Not because there's no Vegeta players. It's just that hard. I think it's one of the hardest combos in the game. It's so hard to do. Probably harder than the Gotenks, like shout cancels and stuff. Like, jump S into 5L. Luffy's in the stream. He will know how hard that combo is. That combo is so hard. And it's not even worth it.
It's not even worth it.
Nope, because you could just do jump S into dive kick. And that combos, and you get grand bounce. And now they buffed it, so mid-screen you get a confirm, where you only used to get in the corner. So they was like, yeah, there's no need for this combo. This combo that no one ever did, there's no need for it anymore. Don't worry about it. So yeah, he's super Amboden, 100% Amboden.
100% Amboden tier. Maybe we throw it around to a character who I think is guaranteed sick tier.
Oh, Nappa.
I was gonna say Majin Buu. I think Buu is sick. I don't see Buu super often, but whenever I see him, like, he's got all the resets and the loops. He's got loops. He's got resets. Like, he's got good mix. You don't see him that often. I think all that combines, like, yeah, I don't know. I like Buu a lot. I like Buu a lot. I like commentating him.
I would put him hype. The only thing I don't like about him, and it doesn't bother me personally, but I think it would bother a lot of other people, is his voice. I think his voice, people find super annoying. Because some people say that about Gotenks. I know people that won't play Gotenks because of his voice. So I'm like, him and Majin Buu got the same sort of thing. So I would put it hype. But I think actually commentating him, like the character himself, is really cool. Like the mix-ups, the cartwheels, the jump heavies. He's pretty funny.
Weird
I find
normals.
him humorous, but I can see if you played against him a lot, like if you was like Himios's or Alien's training partner, that voice would get on your fucking nerves, I think.
Oh, I know. I used to the guy I used to always play with before I started only ever playing with Heki. He always played Z Broly, like from day one. Z Broly, he just played him non-stop. Here's a present for you. It got so old. I hated that level 3 so much. Every time he did it, I was like, oh man, please let me go, please. I think if you're training with Himios or Alioun, you're never going to forget Majin Buu. He's gonna haunt your dreams.
True pain.
Yeah, I agree. The cartwheel stuff is cool. The butt flip is crazy. I still don't know how to block him. And I think his combos are kind of wacky as well.
Yeah, his combos are weird.
Especially the key blast loop in the corner. I think that's quite sick. The reset, I mean, the reset is fun. But if I say reset, I always have in my mind, I'm comparing him to Nappa.
Yeah, who has like a sick way.
He's nowhere near Nappa in terms of, in this case, sick and hype, I think. So, yeah, Majin Buu hype, and then instantly to Nappa, I would just straight up put him sick.
Sick, yeah.
Because of the Cyberman is hype.
Sideman hype, reset hype. The chat loves him. You know, 5H. He's got some dumb moves where he just, runs forward. Like, I think Nappa's an easy sick tier.
Yeah, easy.
Also because it's Nappa, and Nappa's such a meme of a character. He was in here for 30 episodes.
Yeah, and there's also this one thing. I always looked at Nappa, and I thought his animations are super wacky because he's like so muscular that whenever he has to punch people, he has to move his entire body, and that is what they actually put into the game as well. So when he punches, you see his entire upper body turns
his whole hip.
It's the funniest thing.
That's sick. I never noticed that.
You should just look at it. Like every time he does something, his entire body is moving.
Nappa says it with his chest. He doesn't do half-assed.
Yeah, so like when Gogeta SJ4 is poking people with 2L, he only extends his arm. Nappa would move his entire upper body to like even get that little punch.
Yeah, no, that's sick. I respect that.
Yeah, I just love like watching that. So opinions about Nappa? Anything else to add? Probably not.
I think Nappa's just an easy sick.
Combo breaker, man. He has combo breakers and Subman. They're the sickest things about him because no one else has it. Well, technically, Krillin does have it with rocks, but it's not the same. Like knowing that it's a Cyberman and seeing the Cyberman walk through like a level 3 beam and then jump on you and explode, it's always going to be funny. It's always going to be funny.
Cyberman just walking menacingly. Yeah. Like there is not a moment in the game where a Cyberman is on screen that is boring.
Yeah, true. And he's got a dramatic finish.
Yeah.
Oh, that helps.
And
he's got two. He's got two, in fact.
Yeah, I was gonna say no one plays Yamcha, so we're never gonna see.
That's true. Nappa versus Yamcha is no. Also because Nappa's a point usually, and Yamcha, well, I mean, back when he was played was an anchor. But
kind of crazy how Nappa never got played when Yamcha did, and then Nappa starts getting played and no one plays Yamcha.
Speaking of Yamcha, where do we put him? I mean, it's hard to do nowadays because I was not commentating much when Yamcha meta existed.
So I think he's actually kind of hype because, because like yes, Yamcha is not that good in the game, right? He doesn't do that much damage. He needs meter to even do some damage or mix even. But when he does that, when he gets that mix, he's really sick because of the Wolfang Fist. I find it hard to block, so I'm like hype when it hits someone else. Like, yeah, it's not just me. But he also has the thing that people really like about Vegeta, right? Is the same side sword up against the cross up.
Yeah.
Yamcha kind of has that as well with his dive kick.
Yep, same side dive kick. You're not wrong. I mean, I would put him meh, mostly because he's rare. and 2, his combos are pretty saucy. I think his combos are pretty, even though they're like limited because he doesn't have a J2H. Because he doesn't have a J2H, people get creative.
Yeah.
So I think that's cool, but
he does have minor napkin factor where, you know, like because of the Yamcha A.
Yeah.
That it's like it's just one of those assists where it's like, yeah, knock him down, catch him with the Yamcha A, and then carry on. You know, you're never going to see an exciting combo using Yamcha as an assist.
There wasn't a combo opening. Like, if I would play Kefla Yamcha, right? Hypothetically, I use the dash with the Yamcha A assist. That is really fast. That's like 4 frames into a really fast left-right situation with Yamcha. I think in that case it would be kind of sick, but you might as well use Adult Gohan.
True. I think he's got tech, like he can do auto combo tag, and then you got to kind of take the mix.
Yeah.
Not many characters have that. Like obviously Baby's got it, and his is broken because it's full screen, and Gotenks has it. A few other characters have it, but yeah, I think he's got like 1 or 2 pieces of tech that's unique to him. He's kind of a cool character, like he's an OG in it. He's from Dragon Ball.
Yeah. We don't okay then.
I think meh or okay. I'm personally leaning meh.
I'm okay with either, but I want to say meh, but maybe we're just trolling him too hard. Like it's bad enough no one plays him. We can't say he's as well.
Like
bad.
The fact that you can see him is hype enough.
Yeah, like
I mean, I guess that's one thing. These days, it's gonna be fairly easy to get people hyped when Yamcha's on screen because it's Yamcha. Nobody ever plays Yamcha just because he's bad.
Yep.
So I think it's fair to put him in okay.
When Jilla picks him, everyone goes crazy, man.
That's true.
All right. Who's next?
I kind of wanted to say Android 17. I really want to know what C4 thinks about him.
All right, I'll do it, but then I'm going for a smoke afterwards.
Should we save him then if you want to go for smoke?
No, I'm going to need the smoke after talking about 17.
Oh, okay.
It always just me out. I think he's pretty meh. I'm not gonna lie. It might be because I play the character, so I'm obviously slightly biased. I think the only hype thing about him is if barrier's gonna work or not. Like that's always cool because I know it doesn't always work. And in a match, it's like, damn, if they keep mashing, they might just hit 17 and the point character. That's really cool because everyone thinks the assist is good. Like heavy lockstun assist, I don't think it interesting anyway. Like I don't think Kid Buu assist is interesting, or donut assist from Gotenks. So that's why I don't like mix from it as a commentator. In the game, I love it, but as a commentator, I'm like, yeah, 35 frames of block stun. What are you gonna do? Cool, whatever. I feel building bar isn't as interesting as doing damage. So yeah, he builds a lot of bar, but people want to see damage on the screen, and he doesn't do that much damage.
Yeah, I feel like 17 usually adds a little bit more damage than other characters would, like at the end of the combo.
Yeah,
he's got a high damage level 1.
Yeah. Endgame does mad damage, but you can't. There's a lot of times where you have to like DHC into it or do a really suboptimal combo, because if you do power blitz and they're airborne, you can't go into the endgame. You have to go into the punch explosion. So you normally end up sacrificing the damage from the combo to get the level 1 that does more damage, and it equals out. Normally that's where it works out. So you spend you shorten the combo to do a higher damage in level 1, or you extend the combo and do a less damage in level 1. So it normally balances that at the end. He is only 1 assist in a game where everyone's got 3 assists. He's the only one with 1 assist. He's got some cool voice lines, and I think he's got good animations.
He's a pretty character for sure.
Yeah, he like aesthetically, I think he's really cool. I guess it's funny or hype when people super dash into barrier or wreckers. So I can go meh or okay on a very, very good day. But yeah, I'm more interested in what other people say because I play the character. So not a lot's hype for me for 17 because I've labbed it, I've tried it.
Yeah.
So yeah.
You've seen it, you've sleeped it.
Yeah, I'm a little bit biased.
Yeah, so I think I would put Android 17 in hype just because he plays against the game mechanics so well with the barrier. It's like every time you see you saw Kaiden using the barrier against a raw tag or a guard cancel. And you get punished with a lot of damage and bar meter building. That was really sick. Also, the Rekka being anti-air. I mean, it's not that high because I'm like, yeah, as a player, you should know. So commentating that, I'm like, yeah, you are anti-air.
That's fair. I get hype over Janemba 22S.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, Janemba for me is an easy sick, but we'll get to him. We'll get to him later, I guess.
Yeah, but because he plays against the game's mechanics so well, people are going to be pressured by 17 for so long because he has the Rekka to extend everything as well. So eventually they'll just press a button against it, and then they get, well, countered by 17. I think that's really sick to commentate. So I would personally put him in hype.
Okay. Pan?
Yeah, I actually also played a bit of 17, not for long. Heki would know. I tried him out for a bit, lapped him for a bit, but I couldn't get his rejumps down well enough.
He doesn't have a rejump anymore.
He doesn't have it anymore. Yeah, well, no, but like I wasn't really good enough with using everything that he had. So at the end, I just kind of gave up. I was like, I'll just stick with the guys I know. So I guess I have a little bit of bias, but more so bias opposed to C4s in that I'm like, because I was unable to really do anything with 17, watching other people do sick stuff with 17 makes me hype. But at the same time, it's also just I really like the character, so that that helps for me. But I mean, at the same time, like, how much can you do with Rekkas? I feel like any character with Rekkas, the root is eventually gonna end up looking the same because it's Rekka, and then assist goal, that kind of stuff. Which, I mean, I guess 17 doesn't really affect him as much anymore because now he's got the aerial Rekkas as well, and he can generally do a lot of stuff with him. I don't know. I think he's okay or hype, like somewhere between there. I like him. I don't feel super strongly about him, but I like him.
I'll just put him in okay then.
That's fair.
Is there any character that anybody feels really strongly about?
I want to do Hit because I can do it really quickly, then go for smoke and then try and get back as soon as possible. I think Hit is a solid. Oh, I might change my mind. He might actually be Amboden. I'm pretty tired of Hit commentating Hit. Like, I think the character's cool. I actually think he's one of the best characters that got introduced into Super. But commentating him, I'm tired of saying hands up. I'm tired of seeing A assists. I'm just tired of it. Like, the floor is lava. Like, nothing he does is that hype, except he steps on your trainers. That's
the
it.
2M, yeah.
The 2M.
That's literally it. I don't know. I don't think he has. Actually, you know what? Maybe he's mad because of Cannon. He's got Cannon now. He can meet a dump like.
Oh, sure, right. But,
yeah.
I mean, you never really see that, so I'm not sure it really counts.
Exactly.
If OB plays, you see it, but
I mean, he does also have, the Ronaldinho Saucer, where I like that. If somebody gets really messed up by the stance into heavy.
yeah, but I feel like it's kind of like UI, but with hits, people are like, "Whoa, he got EX kicked," and with UI, it's like, "Oh, it's just UI things." It should be, "Oh, it's just hit things." As well.
Yeah. I agree.
I feel like
I 100% agree. Like, putting your hands in the pocket and being invincible. I don't question your skill as a player, but I'm like, it's not that hard, really. Like, so jump S on reaction, that's pretty gassed. I like it when people do like S on reaction, the counter.
Yeah.
So I probably would put him in there. And aesthetically, I think he's got really cool things to talk about. Like, just his aesthetic, I think is really cool.
Yeah.
The way he's animated, skipping forward stuff.
Yep, time skipping, the what's it called? The actual like hands in your pocket stuff. Being invincible, just disappearing on screen.
I love watching his block strings as well, like the back dashes and then left right mix. That's cool stuff, especially because almost every DBFZ character just comes at you from the front, and it's gonna be like high-low stuff, and maybe a cross-up here and there, but usually the cross-up needs to be set up with an assist and all that kind of stuff. But hit can go left, right whenever he wants, and that's kind of cool.
Yep.
And he's just visually unique, which helps. Where a character like I don't know, like Adult Gohan, he has really cool stuff and cool routes, especially when he levels up. But for me, Adult Gohan is so unbodden. I'm so tired of him. He's so boring to me. Yeah, I think he's boring as hell.
Wow.
He only gets exciting to me when he does big level ups. Then it's like, okay, now I don't know what the fuck's going on anymore. But if he's not like leveled up, it's like jump kicks and backhands from the top, that kind of stuff, slides. I don't know. He looks, he bores me a bit. But I am super biased in this because he is the main character for Heki Reki. So I've played like 800 hours of gameplay against Adult Gohan, and I hate him. I'm so done with this character. He bores me so much.
I feel like Adult Gohan is one of the sauciest characters in the game. Like when you see people like Scarlet or Wawa play, you're like, wow, this character is ridiculous. Especially, like you said, when he's like leveling up. And I feel like when you play Gohan, you should be leveling up anyway. Like that should be your goal. And I think that's what players do as well.
It's something I've definitely been seeing more recently. Like people just dumping a bit of bar and going like level 5, level 6. Where back in the day it was like you DHC into him. And he does have a cool DHC. There's a lot of unique, because it's so quick. There's a lot of unique interactions where they'll call in Gohan and then still get like a Dragon Rush and that kind of stuff. So they can get more levels. I don't know.
That's just setup things. It's like
that's setup things. I still like it. I mean, like I said, I like him when he levels up a lot because I'm a lazy fuck. I can't be bothered to go read what his level ups actually do, all the stuff that it unlocks. I just know that he gets wild. And when he does a bunch of level ups and wild stuff starts happening, and I'm like, whoa, what the hell's going on? That like I do like that. I guess he's not the best example for visual sanity as well. When you think of like Super Saiyan Blue Goku, it's like command grab, dive kick. He comes from the other side. That's kind of cool. Like his blue streaks are kind of cool, but for the rest, he's just fucking Goku, dude. Like,
I don't agree with that.
I mean, there's so many Gokus.
But I think I'll just talk about Gohan as a character.
Blue's got the different buttons. Go on.
Oh wait. Can I go first?
Yeah. Okay, go ahead.
I think Adult Gohan's hype may be sick. I'm biased because I like screaming ER. I also think like between Scarlet and Wawa, like he's just always looked. Even in season 1, I guess with there was loads of Adult Gohan players in the beginning. I think he's just. I used to hate him at the start because of I think how they made him work in the game, like his level ups not being indicated and stuff like that. I think his evolution is pretty cool from like season 1 to season 2 and like to now. I think he's pretty hype. I like how he's just there's no character like him.
Yeah,
I think that's what I like about him. I think there's no character like him, so I think I'll put him in hype, not sick, hype.
Yeah, I would put him as hype as well, because like it's not just the tools that Adult Gohan has with the level up and stuff, right? It's also like what Wawa does, that hypes me up as well. And I think a lot of Gohan players do this, is the jump 2S into jump again into the fast fall again. And people respect that. They're like, when's the mix coming, And I think that is really sick, that people can just pull off a lot of things with Adult Gohan that just make your mind go insane. Next to that, I think Adult Gohan is one of the most creative characters in the game, like combo-wise, but you will also see it combo-wise. Like, you will see the most creative combos out of this character compared to every other character in the game, I think.
That's true. Like, the sheer amount of tools he has means that there is just a lot of space for players to express
so like
themselves.
the whole 3L into 5H corner swap, that's still kind of a recent tech. And that was completely new by then. I don't know who found that. Was it? Maybe it was Clayton. I can't remember if he was that one. But it's just stuff like that. Like, and he's still being discovered, basically. Like, this entire level 5, level 7 routes, is still brand new. And I only see 2 routes, maybe, for each level. And I feel like there is so much more to be discovered for that character. So, I think he's an easy hype. I would put him sick. But I do agree kind of with you that the early Adult Gohan is whack as hell.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess I can find my peace with him being in hype.
Cool.
Speaking of hype tier,
Cool.
I think Frieza is an easy hype tier.
Really?
Because he's saucy, he's got transformations, which Golden Frieza is always hype. Especially because when he goes golden, he gets like double air dash, he gets, you know, crazy combos and loops and all that nonsense.
Does he get reverse beat?
Does he get reverse beat? I'm not sure. But I mean, I also just like Frieza. You know, visually, he's cool. Yeah. See, C4's with me. Yeah, I think Frieza, especially now that they made it like that, they made Golden Frieza actually worth going for. Because it gets extended by the sparking duration. Like, when you see a Frieza and Anchor, you know that whoever's playing him is looking for a good spot to pop Golden. And that's hype. He gets reverse beat and double IED. Yeah, I knew about the double IED, but...
So he gets Adult Gohan level 5.
He gets some sick stuff, and he looks sweet. His voice is great, both Japanese and English. His voice is great.
Rip.
Yes, yeah, rest in peace, definitely. Yeah, I think there's not much to go wrong with on Frieza, because you know, the only boring, like, quote unquote boring thing he can do is if he kind of tries to zone you out, but I don't think he's that good at it. So
yeah,
like, I mean, there was the brief moment where where you saw things like Frieza just spending 7 bars doing like 14 EX death slashes.
yeah, just to meme, yeah.
Yeah, just like dumping bar on more death slashes. That was kind of dumb, but you know, you don't really see that anymore. It's not really something you'd see in like serious games anyway. So yeah, I think Frieza's hype.
Yeah, I kind of agree. I would say one of his downfalls is, like you said, there's a lot of zoning happening, but it's not just zoning. It's also the way he zones, which make him not a boring zoner, because it's not only Ki Blast, it's also the destructor discs into returning destructor discs, and he can also like do his little jump in Ki Blast.
Yeah, the warp blast, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So he has ways to get in. It's just not it's not just a zoner. It's
it's like he has ways to get in beyond just vanish, beyond just you got tapped vanish. You know, like he can predict when you get hit and get in with the warp smash.
Yeah, his pressure is, you can be creative with his pressure.
Where's Z Broly? I'm seeing Heki Reki pining for a Z Broly rating.
Broly? Is Broly
He's between Broly's between Cell and other Broly.
There you
go. Yeah, okay, sure. Let's answer the question. Yeah, okay.
Nah, okay, so to be real, I think Broly is not Amboden.
No, I agree.
His pressure is whack. Like, it's boring to look at him because what we just said, like, Frieza's pressure is really good, really cool to watch. Z Broly isn't cool to watch when he does pressure, but his EX train is amazing. The whole grab thing into him laughing at you is funny as hell to me. Everyone knows the pain. Everyone feels the pain. So in that sense, it's really good to commentate him.
I think that's the big thing about Broly, is that Z Broly is a villain in this game.
Yeah,
and like a villain beyond, he's a villain in Dragon Ball. No, he's a villain. Like everyone has had a period or is still in the period, and it might last until the end of days, where you go, fuck this character. Yep. Fuck this guy. He's cheap as shit. I keep getting grabbed by armor. Like, open the hand, close the hand. I don't care. Get me out of here. Like, everybody has their beef with Z Broly. And Z Broly revels in it. Because he's laughing at you. Yeah. You know, like, he grabs you, he laughs. He level frees, he laughs. He's having a whale of a time. And that combined with his dumbass armor and with his dumbass EX train, and it's like, oh, if you get hit by the EX train, gone. Gone. Like, you are just, the character is dead. Goodbye. Scaling does not exist. I had a combo that I called the Street Fighter combo, where he would kill you in like 8 hits. Where you do like EX train and then empty vanish into the JH so that he'd plant you.
Mm-hmm.
And that kind of stuff. And there's like a slow 3 in there somewhere. I don't really know how to do it anymore, but I have it on a GIF somewhere. And
Yeah,
it's
I think I
just
know
such
your
a,
combo. I think I know that combo. It's like an
such
anchor one.
yeah. It's such a dumb combo. It's like, oh, you got hit by EX train. What a shame. Bye. I think Broly is not unboden because he's such a villain, because he's such a bastard, and because everybody has such a hateful relationship with this character that as a result. And like, he does dumb stuff, but it's not as easy to just go like, oh, just Broly things.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's like, the armor, you could have done something about this. You saw that he used that move. You could have, but you didn't, because like, this mechanic sucks. So I think I'd put him in meh or in okay. Meh, because his zoning is mega boring. Like, if Broly puts on key pressure, oh my god, sleep time. Because he fires key blasts, he fires a meteor. He fires key blasts, he fires a meteor. And the only hype thing that can come out of it is if he reads somebody doing something dumb and he like calls them out with a train, with the choo-choo train. But otherwise, his pressure is super boring. And if a Broly is really dominant, then it is incredibly boring. When somebody's battling against a Broly, then I'm like, things are pretty good. But if Broly is dominating, if whoever's playing Broly is just taking character after character, oh my god, is he unboden. Then he is truly unboden. Because then you're just watching a man get grabbed a lot of times.
Yeah.
And every time it's like, yep, there it is again. Oh, but this time he did the 5H, so he super dash, he got hit. And it gets boring quick. Broly gets boring quick when the power of him being the DBFZ villain runs out. He gets super boring. So I think meh or unboden.
I would put him meh, and that's literally only because of the stuff Panzer said, and because when you have him anchor, you don't know if the game's not over.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that whole like mentality that people have about him does help commentate him, but you don't get to say anything interesting about him. Like, he laughs when he does his level 3, he does insane damage, and most people get hit by the grab. Like, that's pretty much it. But it's because he can do the whole like TN thing where it's like, oh, it's not over yet, he's still got Broly. That's kind of hype, but I'd put him at meh.
Yeah.
Just because of that. Just because he's a good anchor, I'll put him there.
Yeah, same here, because with all the up talk about why Z Broly is maybe cool to commentate, everything else is really boring.
Yeah, definitely.
His zoning is just key blast, like you said, into vanish to confirm or nothing at all. And his combos are the sleepiest thing I've ever seen. What is that? What is his combo? It's nothing. It's just a B&B into a throwdown, into vanish, into the level 3.
I mean, keep in mind, all that up-talking I did was me justifying why I would put him in meh rather than unboden.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, for all that up-talk, it's like, but then at the end of the day, it's still Z Broly. And we've still, you know, it doesn't help that everybody picks him because he's strong. It doesn't help that that he's such a bastard character. He's, you know, his combos are sleep. His pressure is sleep. His callouts are sleep. You know, the only things that are hype about him is that, you know, he's Z Broly, and what C4 said, he's a good anchor, so you never know if the game's over. But other than that,
speaking of
Broly, we're gonna go
sleepy combos.
Ooh,
Indeed, Super Broly.
Boy.
Oh, I'll let you go first then.
No. It's basically they take way too long. That's literally it. I fall asleep when I'm looking at a Broly combo. It's like, are we done yet? Can we go to the next part? Because I know I'm still in the combo.
I think he's super hype. Actually, no, I think he's sick. I think he's the sickest character in the game. I think
you
I
like
think
the
his long
shouting.
combos. I love the shouting. I love the long combos because it means they can drop, and when someone hits it, it's not a long combo in terms of like Gogeta Blue, where they're not hard. They're not hard to do. His ones are hard to do because they've got links in them, like the whole like JH into 2L. You can just literally on commentary, you can literally just say "Do it, Broly," and everyone gets a reference. Everyone gets crazy. He's level 3 when he gets his clothes off is always hype for some reason. Like I don't know why, but free the nips is always funny.
That's Jeffrey.
Yeah, and he doesn't talk. I didn't think a character that didn't talk would be so hype, but he actually doesn't say any words. So you can't just like. So when I think of characters like Trunks, a lot of it is referencing what he says in the game. Like I think Trunks' hypest thing is when he says Frieza. Like that's it. Other than that, I think he's sleep. But Broly doesn't say anything, and he's still super gassed. Aesthetically, he shouts. That's his reflect. He actually shouts at you. I think he's the sickest character. I think he's the most hyped character in the game. Free. But I'm biased. I like Broly as well. That Broly. I don't like Z Broly. Fuck Z Broly. He's boring as fuck. S Broly is super sick.
I mean, the thing is, I love him. Like visually, I love him. I love the movie. Best Dragon Ball movie free. Like at the same time, you know, for me, like the shouting has worn thin at this point. It's like the combo lasts super long, and he's still shouting. You know, like he's shouting and he keeps shouting, and at a certain point, I'm just kind of like, okay, I've seen it. Especially because the roots so often, it's not as if he doesn't have creative roots, right? But his roots often, you know, the same kind of puzzle pieces return. The same, like, you know, J2H into aerial key blast into, you know, 236M. That kind of stuff often comes back. So visually, it still feels similar to me. You know, I'm looking at it and I'm seeing the same thing still, despite, you know, the differences that might be present. It kind of, and I guess that's also kind of my fault for not knowing enough about the character to recognize different routes and see different things. But it ends up looking the same to me. Yeah, I don't know.
I will say when it comes to shouting, everyone got like super hype when Cell had his intro, and all he did there was shout. So people do like shouting.
No, I mean I like shouting, but you know,
I really love shouting, so it never gets boring for me. But I can understand other people get bored. But like the same way I said Majin Buu, like yeah, he's hyped, but his voice is annoying. I can understand people not liking.
I mean, for
constantly shouting, I get that.
I do like Super Broly's voice. He's got a lot of energy. I adore Janemba. Janemba's voice, love it. Like all the shouting and the laughing and the maniacal cackling, that stuff's great. I'm a big fan. I did use to play Janemba, but I love Janemba. I think aesthetically Janemba is also one of the sickest characters in the game.
Yeah. We'll do him after Broly.
I'll do him after Broly. But, I guess in the end I would put Broly on okay, or yeah, I think okay. I think I'm on okay with S Broly.
Yeah, I'm on okay as well, because I think his neutral plan or ways to open people up, I think that's quite hype, because his animation look really violent, and I like seeing that. I like him stomping on you with a 2M. I like him grabbing and snatching your soul out. I like the hard knockdown into him just still grabbing your leg and chucking you into the air through the ground. I think that's amazing to see. It's literally just his combos are they take too long. That's literally it. So I would put him in okay.
I tried this, Broly. I tried.
Almost hype. You almost convinced me.
Nah. Oh, you know what almost is? A loser in a 1v1 fighting game. So I lost.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
I lost. Hold that L.
Almost is not enough. It's like it's like a certain man almost winning money, but
almost
ends up losing it.
A lot of it as well.
Yeah. So Janemba, talk to me, Panzer.
Janemba. Well, here's the thing. Janemba has his 2-S, which is always hype. Janemba looks unique and weird, and we don't see him often, which helps. Janemba has the, you know, the SoundCloud level 3. He's got the teleport mix. He's got command grabs that you don't see often. He's got weird roots. He counters assists, which is fun. I don't know. I think Janemba being rare and Janemba being as visually unique as he is, and root-wise as unique as he is with his teleport and all that, I think that makes him like easy hype for me. And I also just like him as a character, presentation-wise.
I think he's cool. I think to me, he's like the opposite to S Broly, where I think shouting's cool. I feel loud Majin Buu isn't cool. I think he's just a louder Majin Buu with kind of like a joyful sort of like Frenchy sort of sounds. Like it's funny. I think maybe it's just grown on me. Like it's not that entertaining anymore. But 2DS is hype. And Slash is pretty fast, so when it happens, you're like, damn, that was crazy. And I guess the command grab, like he's got some moves that are like really hype when they do happen. You don't really have to force it. But yeah, I would put him meh or okay. Probably okay. But I wouldn't be mad if someone put him there.
Yeah, me too. I think his Ki Blast. That's the thing they mostly use. I think that's boring to look at. Ground Stomp as well. But I do like the jump heavy, or is it jump too heavy? The anti-air one.
Oh, jump 2H.
Yeah, that's 2H.
Yeah, I think that is crazy. I don't know why they gave it to him, and I will, every single time I see it happen, I will continue saying it. I don't know why he has that, but it's crazy.
Yeah,
it is amazing. I think that is something that SJ Vegeta should have had, but you know.
I
Super
think,
Dash all day.
I think I'm now experiencing what C4 did with Super Broly.
Yeah.
I tried, Janemba, I tried. People don't know. The Damascus would agree with me, I'm sure.
Yeah, Damascus definitely agree with you.
But that's because, like you said, Janemba players build different.
Yeah, I don't mind his voice.
Once you play Janemba, it infects you.
Yeah, it might be.
You know what? I think that means that you do mind his voice, actually. If you say, I don't mind his voice, but I don't want to listen to it.
No. I filter it out in my head.
Oh,
it does nothing to me, basically. Like Majin Buu or Gotenks, their voices do nothing to me.
Okay, I think let's round off the mute trio. Kid Buu, Unboden. Fuck this character.
I don't.
His lockdown assist is boring. His like, woo, am I gonna go for 3 overheads or 14? I don't care. Like, you're gonna open him up, you're gonna kill him. Cool. I don't care anymore. I've seen him too much. Like, I've had it with this gorilla. I've had it with this dude.
I think
I understand.
I agree with the Kid Buu A. He gives everyone the same boring mix. I think the actual character, I think is hype. Like, he's like an evil kid. He's like Chucky in anime form. I think that's pretty funny. I think it's pretty cool. But everything else is kind of sleek. I guess he's got staircase combos. They're nice when people bust them out.
But when do they?
Yeah, it's literally like Noka,
Nitro,
and Nitro. Yeah, it's Noka and Nitro. They're like, even Pred doesn't do it that often.
And Jugs does it a lot as well when he plays in CBK.
Oh yeah. Oh, so if you're talking about anyone, yeah, Jugs do it. Rudy always used to do it. Enigma used to do it. But I mean, like now, the only two people I see at like high level is Noka and Thingy. But yeah, like he's got players online will do him. Like the actual Kid Buu players will do him. But yeah, his A assist, I think, just homogenizes too much of the cast, and it makes me kind of sleep. That's why I don't mind when Noka plays him, because Noka plays him on point, and he plays Kid Buu B. I think Nitro plays Kid Buu B as well, actually. But
that's A assist. Definitely, he plays A.
Who, Nitro?
Yeah.
Oh, does he? Oh, okay,
because I remember the whole Kid Buu A with UI Goku jump medium thing. That he hit everyone in the USA against France.
Right. Okay. Fair enough. I mean, well then, yeah, I would probably.
I think for me, Kid Buu is also sleep because it's like he was busted in the beta and he's still top tier now. Like he's just for the entire duration of this game, has Kid Buu been considered one of the best characters? Like, I'm pretty sure he's never left top 5. And so over the lifetime of it, we've seen him so much. Like so many teams have featured Kid Buu. Like GT Goku is still sleep for me just because of what happened in season 2, just because of the year of the rat. Like that still affects me. Kid Buu, I've seen him too much. That's just, I don't know. I think that matters a lot to me, like how much I see a character. So when I see Kid Buu, and I've seen, like, it's beginning to affect me with Android 21, where it's like, okay, there's one more 21 player on the pile. Cool.
Right.
I think it's different for me because, like, let's compare Kid Buu to Android 21. I think because we said it at the beginning of the stream, C4 said 50-50s are really boring to commentate. And Kid Buu is full of 50-50s, or or the 4 overheads you were talking about, but instead he whiffs one of the overheads and goes low. That's still a 50-50, I think. Near unreactable. I think that's boring, but
yeah,
21 is not like that. It's like character-wise, yeah, I would say Kid Buu could be kind of hype with the arm grab, snatch him out of the air.
The air grab is cool. The air grab is cool, but other than that, like, but I mean, I wasn't really trying to compare the hype of like Kid Buu to Under 21 or compare them as characters. I'm more so saying these days we're seeing a lot of people playing Android 21, and that's starting to affect my like for seeing the character. Like nowadays, when I see somebody pick Android 21, I'm like, okay, you know, we're gonna see a DHC into level 3 and then 50-50.
Right.
Like we're gonna eat them, and then we're gonna use the moves and mix them, and that's what's gonna happen. And then, you know, 2 minutes into the game, that's what happens. It's like, okay, there we go. It's under 21 time.
Yep.
Like her air level 3 is the sickest thing, but you never see it. Well, barely see it.
Are we okay with Kid Buu at map, by the way?
Yeah, I think Kid Buu at map. Like I would put him at unboden, but I'm biased. So I think meh is fine. Like I recognize that in the hands of people like Noka, Kid Buu can still be hyped to look at and hyped to commentate, because he's such a good, strong character. That it's like, damn, look at him go. Like he's tearing this team apart, and he only needs Kid Buu to do it. Yeah. And that kind of stuff is hype. So I think meh is fine. It's fair.
Yeah, I agree.
So I guess now that we're on 21, we may as well finish the fight on 21. Yep. Yeah, so I for me, 21 is like okay or meh. I used to like her more when she... Well, I mean, that's the thing. I used to like her more when I didn't see her as often, but now that I see her a lot, you know, her roots are becoming very familiar to me. Like, what she wants to do with Mix is becoming familiar to me. When she gets command grabs of eating somebody and there's like grabs in the air, that kind of stuff's cool. I like that. But...
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm like the opposite of you, because she has those anti-air grabs, she has the steals into the beam stuff, she has kind of sick combos, to be fair. They're basically her combos, only she does them. Her zoning can be a little bit weird, like a little bit boring. But that's about it. I think her combos are sick. I think her pressure / mix is also really sick. The tail normals are ridiculous. You're like, wow, that reached? Holy damn.
Yeah.
I think she might be gated by the type of steal she gets.
Like her sauce, she needs to steal the sauce.
Yeah.
She needs to steal the marinara from the local restaurant before she can make anything saucy.
C4, you wanted to speak?
Yeah, I think she's meh. Like the steals are cool, but they're also very dependent on the opponents. Now, if you have everyone that's playing like a Saiyan meta, which most teams have at least one Saiyan on them, it really limits her like steal potential. Which, if we're talking about commentator wise, we're going to be talking about the same moves for the most part. The level 3 sleep, 5S 2M is sleep. think everything she does is sleep.
Oh, yeah.
I guess it's kind of gas when she gets a anti-air grab, but that's it.
Yeah, I think I want to actually jump in on that. You say level 3 is sleep. Android 21's grounded level 3, I hate it. It's my most hated level 3 in the whole game. Fucking Vorbait shit. It's nasty. I hate it.
I prefer the air level 3. If it was still
The air level 3 is sick. The
yeah.
air level 3 is gassed as fuck. But the ground level 3, I hate it. It's awful.
So boring. Considering it's a character that had no like lore to have to like tie them down to, like they have to put this in. I don't know why they put that in there. Why is she eating food? I don't get it. Like, you could have designed her any way you wanted to. You done the level 3 that made her look like mad psychotic. Then you make her eat like a donut. Why?
Because of the weird, like the weird Vorbait. It's the same reason that she got big titty.
Beerus does the food thing. Like, they've got a character that ticks that box. I mean, Beerus doesn't have tits, obviously, but...
Well, they've got Majin Buu. You know, Majin Buu turns into...
easier. Yeah, so you got the booze. Why do you need... I don't know why they had to give it to 21. Other than fan service and
fan service that makes me really upset. It makes me really upset to look at it. I hate it so much.
Yeah, I don't know. There's enough fan service. I feel 18 Kevlar.
Well, I feel like 21's entire design is fan service enough.
I don't.
Without throwing in like the Vor.
I don't feel like 18 Kevlar are fan service at all because they're not like 21 is just like. She's in the game to be horny and make the Dragon Ball players horny. That's 21's thing, basically.
Where else in Dragon Ball are you gonna get the horny unless you like dudes with big barra titties? Like,
I think they did with Videl. They gave her 2 different hairstyles. I think that was fan service.
Sure, that was fan service, but Videl in terms of design is a pretty
It's not sexualization in 21.
Yeah, it's very well. Like Videl has the 2 hairstyles because. The 2 hairstyles are very divisive. You either like the short hair Videl or you like the pigtails Videl, and a lot of people feel pretty strongly about this. These are the people for whom Videl was released. Android 21 is just she's like she's overtly sexual in everything she says. She has big titty and barely wears anything other than the big harem pants.
I'm definitely getting demonetized.
And then, sorry, and then she even has that level 3, and that level 3 is it's the cherry on top of the shit pie. I don't like it.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, it clearly caters to certain people. me commentating it, I can't. I'm not very good at it, so it might be a me problem. I just don't think the level 3 just forces you to say the same thing over and over again. She's got no lore to go back to when it's hard to commentate. Dry neutral.
I got lore of what she is supposed to be. I'm not sure if
but like
official,
but like who cares about the DBFZ story mode? Like when it goes back to lore and like something that I always kind of like seeing is when somebody's playing UI Goku and they're down to like Magic Pixel and it's a completely impossible comeback and it's like, okay, now you really have to go Ultra Instinct.
Yeah.
Like at this point, you got to go UI or you just lose. But with 21, like nobody cares about the DBFZ story mode. The people who care about 21 care about her because horny. I like if this was a character tier list rather than hype to commentate tier list, then 21 would be far at the bottom for me. Like
for you, yeah. I was gonna say like if you're gonna go for the viewers, 21 would be like the top tier because
I'm sure, but for me, like she, the bottom, like you have the whole tier list, and then the bottom falls out, and all the way at the bottom end is.
So, kit wise, I would still say like okay or hype, but you two said I'm Boden/meh, so we'll just go with meh.
Yeah, I think meh is fair. Let's bring in a saucy character. What do you think of Ginyu?
Ginyu's combos are ridiculous. I love them. Shout out to Prozac Stark. But his pressure is just putting a pile of dog shit on the screen.
But
Like, you smear it all over your screen.
But I love it.
And
There's so much going on.
Something happens.
There's like 18 characters on screen. It's like the whole Ginyu squad is here. 2 assists are here, and Ginyu's dancing in the corner, keeping this whole charade going.
Yeah, he spins at you. And
and now there's the pirouette kick, and he can hop over you.
Yeah,
What is that?
he's a funny character. I do agree with that. His combos are amazing. He's a funny character, but there's not really, the only thing he really has is pressure. So you can't really talk about his mix. You can only say like, oh, he can put a lot of Ginyu squad members on the screen. But he's not gonna get anything off of this, except if he does a Raccoon beam into 6M.
Yeah, not wrong.
I will not repeat what Hekireki said in chat.
Nor will I. I want to protect Nick's monetization at least a little bit.
Oh, that's already fucked up.
And that's
So you
already
can
gone.
do whatever you
Like
want.
that train has left the station.
The commentary version of what Hekireki said was it's a visual pollution.
Yeah.
It's visual pollution.
Yeah.
Which is not ideal to commentate.
No.
It's pretty bad to commentate. Like,
Yeah.
Just saying the Ginyu Force members when they're on screen I don't think is very good. But it's hard to do anything other than that when Ginyu's playing. Other than his like pirouette, like new H, he is kind of meh to he's kind of a Bowden to commentate. Actually, I think he's a really cool character to play.
You know what? I think you might be right. I think it might be unbowden to commentate, like sick to watch, but unbowden to commentate. Because like, what are you gonna say? There's nothing to call out. Like, there's only one way to know what's going on the screen, and that is to literally be the Ginyu player. To be the man right now playing Captain Ginyu and hitting all those assists and hitting all those Ginyu Force members. Because if you are not, I don't know what's going on, bro. Like,
I think there's actually no. I'd probably put him there for one reason and one reason only, because of body swap. Body swap's the hypest thing in the game.
that's true.
Body swap is really hype, but that is the only thing that stops him from being outbowden.
Does that
Because-
happen?
Yeah, Gropus does. Gropus used to do it. Gropus definitely did it a lot. But then he dropped Ginyu because he couldn't open up Popo. Like legit, Popo. Popo showed me the message. He's like, yeah, he had to drop him because he couldn't open him up. Like, that is just how it is. The Ginyu doesn't have mix. He's got unseeable stuff with Riku, and he's got a TOD without Spark, and just a 2M on his own, which is stupid. So I think like analytically and to play, I think he's super good. But if you're just commentating to someone who doesn't really know the game or someone who doesn't like Ginyu, I think they're just going to see a lot of BS on stream and go, yeah, whatever. Unless he body swaps, and then everyone's paying attention because that's like getting a dragon, collecting the Dragon Balls, getting a body swap.
Yeah, but is meh tier? Is it the same as people who are emboldened at everything except one thing? I don't agree with that. I would put him emboldened anyway.
I mean, I think unbowden purely because he's such a nightmare. At the same time, like, if Ginyu is on screen, then anybody in the chat who does like Ginyu, anybody in the chat who is a fan of that is gonna be hype regardless of what you bring.
Yeah, but to commentate,
like,
it's like, bleh.
Yeah. I think unbowden to commentate, but. Yeah, but it feels bad to put him in unbowden while body swap exists, but
he becomes sleep right after it again. Like,
I
he's nothing
guess.
after the body swap. So it's like this 1 second of animation is crazy, and the rest of it is like, I'm asleep.
Yeah, but it's sleep because it's good sleep. It's a good type of sleep because it's on the other opponent. Imagine you pick your team and you're given the worst character in any fighting game. For a spectator, that's like, how are you going to play with this terrible character now? Did you ever lab Ginyu, let alone Ginyu without a Ginyu Force? I think that's hype. Because if someone did it once, I think it might have been Noka. Noka did the comeback with Ginyu without Ginyu Force.
yes.
Yeah, that was hype. And it was only because he got a Ginyu Force. But you're right. There's like one situation or one thing that stops him from being unbowden. If you don't want to put him there for that, I understand. Just put him in unbowden. But I want it for the record. I think body swap is the hypest thing to commentate. But it's on the worst.
I agree, honestly.
Should I just do this then?
Also because
Ginyu tier, everyone does a Ginyu tier. Even in normal tier lists, people do Ginyu tier.
because Ginyu is so impossible to lump in with anybody else.
Like
Yep.
this?
Yep, in you too.
Body swap kind of lit. Yep, that about. You should make the color purple for it. Because you know we're talking Ginyu out here.
He also, I'm a little bit biased because he is also like, I think he has one of the best character designs, especially in Dragon Ball, because his brain is so big you can see it from the outside. I think that's genius.
It looks like a pair of testicles to me with horns on
It
them.
does.
Piercing
It definitely does.
I adore Ginyu's character design. I adore the entire Ginyu squad. We've got a squad of dudes. Like, we've already seen Frieza just lay out his own dudes because they're incompetent or because he doesn't like them. Because they don't suit him. And he'll just be like, alright, well, I'll just shoot you because I don't need you. You're here for my convenience. But Ginyu and his boys are so good that they get to do the dance of victory and their little warm-up dance, and Frieza just kind of sits there and is uncomfortable for a bit, like, oh, okay, okay, cool, we're doing the dance. until they head off. I love the Ginyu Force, and I love them in DBFZ as well. Like their voices, and their general presentation, it's all great. But the visual clutter makes me really, really hard to commentate. Moving on to another purple boy, what do we think of Beerus?
I don't know, but I think he's asleep, actually.
I kind of think he's asleep as well.
He has cool moments with the whole DP thing. And orb pressure, but orb pressure is still orb pressure. So you see the same thing over and over and over and over until someone gets hit by it.
Like, getting random confirms of orbs and him Hakai and Goku Black or Zamasu is cool.
Yeah.
Other than that, I'm very much sleeping.
The
the 2M hitting out of nowhere. That's also like, whoa, okay.
big slide.
I
I think Beerus used to be hyper than he is, just because he was so garbage, so nobody ever played him. But now that he's like somewhat okay, and you see him, and you know, like when somebody picks Beerus, it's like, okay, you know, it's not like, yo, this guy's picking Beerus. Like, what is he thinking? Why would he pick Beerus over any other character? But now it's like, it's orb pressure. It's, you know, I don't know. I like Beerus still, and the Hakai is the sickest destructive in this game for, like, somehow. Just because it's so sudden. Just because it's suddenly like, okay, and boom, he's gone.
Yeah, I think you could put him like literally next to 21, because I was thinking about combo routes as well, and they basically have the same quirk as 21.
Although, speaking of Beerus, I don't know if either of you managed to play or wanted to play even the beta for Dragon Ball Breakers.
No.
I got my hands on a beta key. I played it a bunch. It was good fun. I want Beerus in that game super badly, because they could finally let Beerus just be Beerus without it being like, because in DBFZ and other fighting games like that, it always has to be a thing of like, if he goes down, he's like, I don't feel like fighting anymore. You know, I'm done with this joke. I'm bored. I'm moving on. Whereas in Breakers, he would just get angrier and angrier and break and destroy the entire place. It would be really sick.
Sick.
Anything else about Beerus?
If C4 has nothing, and then
yeah, I'll take the silence as a no.
Yeah, no, sorry. I think he's meh. The two things I said are hype were the animation on Goku Black and Zamasu, like that Hakai, not everyone else where he bogey flicks him to the like full screen. I want my character. I literally want my opponent to disappear. I want him to evaporate. That's what his super does. That's why I think it's like one of the cool, like the sickest level 3s or the sickest move in Dragon Ball. Just making someone disintegrate, I think, is super cool.
Man,
but it only happens on 2 characters.
The moment in Super where he does it, ooh, that's so good. That's like one of the best moments in that whole arc.
Yep. That's what I want.
Where Beerus is just like, all right, no more fucking around.
But I can't get it unless I play OB and ask him to play Goku Black.
Yeah. He still
play
plays him
Faisal.
on point, right?
Dingo
on Goku Black hit?
Yeah.
Okay. Speaking of them, let's move on to Black and Zamasu.
Yeah.
What do we think of Goku Black?
Sick. My favorite character in S. 100%. I think he's terrible as a character, absolutely trash. But teleport's pretty cool. Because now they added float, so people other than OB can do it. Because before you had to TK it and it was a nightmare. But now you just have a float out of his teleport. God Slice is pretty funny. Like when someone does it randomly and it hits.
Yeah.
The
2H.
Yeah, I think his dive kick combos are pretty saucy, actually. I actually do think they're pretty saucy. But yeah, I just like the character. Like he has a ring on. Like I think he's just super sick. So I'm biased. I'll put okay. I'd put okay. And that's me. I would definitely put him sick. I'm trying to be reasonable for Nick's sake. I'll put him okay.
It's the same reason that I would put Tien sick. It's like I love this character, and if he is on screen, I'm happy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would put him hype as well because I actually do really like the character from the show. Because he's just like, I don't give a shit. I'm just gonna destroy you all. You with your stupid ass justice. No, my justice is more important. I'm gonna smoke you. I'm gonna break your arm. And I'm going to make you go back into the past to get some help because you're not gonna be able to take me on. Actually playing with humans like their food. And that personality also kind of transitions over to the game because he is so cocky and he is so ready to smoke you, like in his voice lines, even his manner of speaking. I have it on Japanese, by the way, not on English, because I don't know why they give him a British accent.
Yeah, that weird like Batman voice. I don't get it.
But in Japanese, he's amazing. To like as a character, he would be in the S tier for me. But yeah, as for commentating him, he's kind of bland, but he has good movement options, and I do like movement in the game.
That's true.
I do like commentating movement.
His command grab is really funny.
Young Zamasu.
The beam grab coming out. I think okay is a fair place for him. If we are all sharing our opinions of him as a character as well, I really like the Black arc. I think Goku Black is sick. His introduction is really sick. He gave us the legendary Trunks meme, which I will not repeat on this stream.
Yeah, it's so funny.
That's actually true.
Don't shoot! That man is not black. How did they translate that? How did nobody go? How did nobody go like, fellas? We can't be putting this on TV. Yeah, but they just put it on there. I think he's sick, but as a character in DBFZ, I like his movement, I like his command grab. I think other than that, he is a little bland, but he does bring a lot of pink, and pink is cool. So
that's true.
I think okay is a fine place for him. Also because he's mostly honest, but he's got like a couple of tricks up his sleeve, and most characters that are like that, I tend to like.
It's a commentary tier list, is he?
Yeah, it's a tier list based purely on do we like commentating on these characters. Although it devolves a little bit because there's a lot of personal bias involved in like I like commentating Janemba because I like Janemba and I like watching Janemba. We were gonna go to Zamasu next. Yeah. I'm gonna finish the Black arc. I think Zamasu is sick, easy. I'm not sure if I need to justify that, but Zamasu is sick.
You don't have to because I think he's sick as well.
Right, like he's just so cool.
I'm not too sure yet, but that's probably because I don't know the character enough yet, like with all the new changes. I know what he does on a very basic level, but in depth, I don't really know what's happening. And I also feel like, and this is like a player thing, I think, that is not happening yet, but I feel like is probably going to happen eventually. Zamasu can just lay me out the entire time with flying. And I think if Zamasu game gets to that point, it's going to be very, very boring. But as for now, yeah, probably sick.
Yeah, I noticed it earlier because the guy that I spar with nowadays, he plays Zamasu, and it really started to piss me off when I realized that like anytime that I defensive sparked against his Zamasu,
He just flies away.
He just flies. He just flies and he runs. And he reacts if I try to catch him with anything.
Yeah, you can't really get him, eh?
Yeah, it's like the only bad part was if I was playing Broly and I like IAD, and he moves somewhere not as smart, and then I IAD EX air grab, and we do funny Broly things.
Yeah.
But
Now
other
he's
than
not
that,
sorry.
it's like, yeah. Other than that, like when he starts to lame you out like that, it is super lame. But I think commentary-wise, he's sick because everybody loves seeing him because he has so much sauce. Like he has
kills you
saucy
off.
he has saucy mix, he has saucy combos, he has saucy Oki with the Blades
Yeah.
of Justice. So it's just easy. He just gives you so much to work with, so much crazy stuff happening.
And he
while
kills you
not-
off with a super dash.
Yes. Like there's so much crazy stuff happening without it becoming visual clutter that it's very easy to
I agree.
commentate.
I think he's got the best like I was gonna say one-liners, but they're not. They're about 7-liners in fight games. I love it. I love.
He's chatting.
I'm just gonna read a monologue to you. I'm gonna read off my script. I like characters that are annoying to other players, and I think he's so annoying that I have to like him by default. And his combos are sick. He's got an actual fly mode in the game where every fucking character can fly. He's the only one with a fly mode. I think he's super sick.
I mean, it's just funny when you like when you're playing with a buddy and Zamasu kills a character and wins the game doing it that you've like not seen him do before, and I'm like, oh, don't skip the outro. I wanna see what he has to say, and it just goes to the same. Indeed, by becoming one with Goku, and he goes on like for like 3 paragraphs. And his voice actor, it's also a great story because it's the same guy who played Piccolo in Dragon Ball Evolution. So he's a true redemption. Yes, yeah. James Marston.
Does
I
he
think
play?
his name is.
I feel like he played Spike in Buffy.
No,
the
that
Vampire
was.
Slayer.
Oh, Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Okay, I thought you were gonna say Spike and Cowboy Bebop. I was like, no, that's Steve.
No.
No. But like he came back to Dragon Ball and did super well voicing Zamasu. So I love that redemption arc. That like, he was part of the very worst thing Dragon Ball ever, but then he came back and did a killer job playing Zamasu. I guess we'll finish off the Black Arc by doing Trunks. C4, I know you already said that you think he's meh. Because
I want to say
even Amboden, yeah.
Yeah, I want to say Amboden. I think he's super sleep. So sleep that I need to go for another smoke. He's so boring. Like, literally, him shouting Frieza is the hypest thing he does. I think the Cyclone flips asleep. Heat Dome's pretty funny. And it's more because of the name of the move. I don't know why they've called it Heat Dome.
Well, the name of the move is funny. The fact that it goes, "You need to be stopped," is also funny.
But it's also funny not because it's Trunks saying it, just because it's a funny line. Yeah.
You need to be stopped. It's a funny line. When you roll 3 someone and your character actually tells them you need to be stopped.
I think he's got memeable stuff, but it's not tied to him. Where I think stuff like a lot of Cell's voice lines only works with Cell. Any other hero, like Adult Gohan or Teen Gohan or Videl, can say you need to be stopped. I'm sure everyone has said it. I'm pretty sure Vegeta said it. I'm 100% sure Goku's definitely said it at one point. So like Frieza, like you need to be stopped. Like the best thing about him is because he's a time traveler, you can make jokes about change the future. Like that's kind of it. I don't know. Maybe I'm a Trunk hater. Like just like Vegeta, I don't like my son. Like I just don't. He's just not that cool. He's just not that cool. He's not even the best sword character now. Jadim is the best sword character. Like he has no purpose.
Damn, you come in here and you slagged off Janemba before. So you're like, oh, I don't know if he's as hype as all that. And I say he's not even the best sword character. Janemba, who has like 3 moves with his sword, is the best sword character.
Yep. I stand by it. He's not even. People say Piccolo's got sword normals. He's got an actual sword, and no one says that about him. He doesn't do anything other than Heat Gnome and scream at Frieza. That's all he does.
Actually, he does have really cool lines. If you fight Zamasu with Trunks, he has like a whole bunch of unique lines.
Does he? Okay.
Yeah, he does. Yeah.
I've not heard those, so fair enough.
About like he has gang signs.
Probably.
He throws up the gang signs.
He probably says you need to be stopped because it's such a universal line that applies to every bad person. He could just say it. I mean, Blue Vegeta's got some as well versus Goku Black. When he does Niagara Pummel, he does a whole speech.
He does, yeah.
Yeah, I need to see the Trunks versus Zamasu one. I don't think I've heard it. I must have heard it because I've seen Frieza versus OB. So I must have heard it and I just didn't realize. So I'll go back and find him.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think he's Zamboden. I'm gonna go get a drink. I'll be back in a minute. I'll be in the chat anyway.
Okay. I don't really. Yeah, I do think he's not Unboden, but I do think he's meh. Just because he has the flips, and I know C4 he already said I hate saying flips. I hate flips in every game, but I think that makes the character. Like him having the flips, that's basically what he does. And I said earlier, I like movement in this game, and I like the flips as well. Like you have full control over them. It's like flight, just a little bit worse because you're pulled down in the end.
I've seen a combo that I don't remember who it was, but somebody sent it up to Tyrant in Damascus. But it was a flip combo where they used EX flip to literally flip around, like flip 360 degrees around.
Yuri.
Yeah. That was Yuri. Yeah, that was a sick combo. I like flips. I'm kind of with C4 on that, like, you know, flip mix is not much more exciting than any other mix, but flips and combos and all that, I like the flips. I like the flips for the mobility. I think Trunks is fine. Like,
So
I
you would
don't
be putting him in okay then? Like fine,
yeah,
okay.
I'd be putting him in okay. Yeah.
Okay, so C4 would put him in Ambo, then you in okay. I would put him in meh, so the middle ground is meh.
Yeah.
Alright. I can.
But I looked them up, the quotes, so I'll give him to C4 when he when he comes back. So
we said Hell Zone earlier, and sword normals being Piccolo nails.
Yeah, okay. So Piccolo. What do you think of Piccolo?
But that is character specific. I think to commentate him is actually pretty sick because he has the pressure with his A assist, right? That's literally pressure. You're like, what is gonna happen? And as a commentator, you're also sitting there like, what is gonna happen? Because there's so much that you can do off of those key orbs that just float towards you. He has a grab on the ground. He has a grab in the air to snatch you out of
the air snag. The air snag is a hell of a thing.
Yeah,
somebody raw like
his jump light is one of the best jump lights in the game to punish an SD, and we all know how commentators react to an SD being punished in the air by a jump light. It's crazy. His mix is really sick with a demon elbow. The left-right situation. He has a hell zone.
He is the hell zone.
Yeah, he even hell zones mid combo and does it again. I think he's a really fun character. I would put him in hype.
Yeah, you know what? I think I agree. I think like Piccolo has so many options and so many ways to mix, so many ways to put on pressure.
The scuffed hitboxes.
Scuffed hitboxes.
Moves.
He's got the air snag. Like he's got fun routes to look at.
Yeah.
I think hype. I think hype is a fair place for Piccolo.
And also the charge level 1.
Dude, push to talk came in handy. I had to sneeze. I just released.
Nice.
Ended up not blowing everybody's heads off.
So hype.
Yeah, I think hype. I think hype. Monkankus Apalabagus.
I hate him. I will say I hate Piccolo.
Okay, what do you think of Android 16?
Ugly, but I think he's. I think he's hype as well.
Why are 80% of his special moves is the same move? It's all the same move. Dunk, dunk, dunk.
It's sick. It's so
sick. There's something. There's truly
people.
something that, like, you know how it used to work with Civilization, where they made Gandhi so peaceful that it came back around to him firing nukes everywhere. I think 16 having the same special move for everything he does, and all of his combos are just dunk, 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 grab this man, dunk him, grab him again, dunk him again.
Put him in the ground.
I think it comes back around. It's like it feels like it will be so sleep that it becomes hype. Like he keeps dunking. He's got the self-destruct, which
You're not gonna get that. I
You're
say
not gonna
that,
hit
and I
that,
got
no.
hit by it offline by NSEG. But
well,
let's just not continue on that.
exposing yourself. I've gotten hit by. I've hit people with it. But I think, I mean, what I said about it like comes back around to being hype. I don't think that carries him all the way to hype tier though. I think like visually speaking, he's still very samey. In everything he does, and he's a very he's a very stiff-looking character.
Yeah, all the things he does is the same.
Yeah, like
I think I might just be a grappler at heart, man. I love people
But
getting
you hate-
snatch out of the air.
But you hate Broly.
I do.
Man, that really goes to show, doesn't it? His voice is OP for commentating. That's true. That's true.
Let your anger go.
Let your anger go, Gohan. Stomp. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll put him in okay.
His voice is great, both English and Japanese. Like, whether it's the Hell's Flash or the Headers, that shit's great. It's super anime. His voice.
Gohan. The bird.
The birds, Gohan. I looked up the lines for you, C4, that Trunks gets.
Oh, sick.
So if he does burning attack against Zamasu, he can say this is the power of humanity. He can say I'm the one who has to do this, and he can say I won't be ashamed. I won't regret my weakness. If he does Heat Dome against Goku Black, he says I'm putting everyone's hopes into this one attack. Take this. And against Zamasu, he goes, you're not the one who will create the new world. We are humanity. And he sells it pretty good. If he sparks against Cell, he says you won't get away with this. If he sparks against Zamasu, he says I'll never give up, never, or here I go, Zamasu's going down.
Pretty cool. I do remember the "We Are Humanity." I remember him screaming that out. Actually, that's pretty cool.
It's one of my favorites. Is match reset. So if you take out the one character and Trunks comes in against Zamasu, then he can shout, "I don't give a damn about your so-called justice," and that one's great. That one has a lot of momentum to it. Just coming in, calling him out, saying, "I don't give a damn about what you think. I'm gonna take you down." The other one is Europe against me now, Zamasu, and that one's really lame, especially compared. Against Goku Black, you can also say like my strength will be a shield for the world, for humanity, that kind of stuff. He gets real chatty and dramatic when he's fighting Black with Zamasu. It's pretty cool. It is his arc, and I do really like Trunks as a character, even if time travel, bad idea for any writer.
Yeah, I can imagine. Yeah, I like when he's shouting. I like when he shouts, "We are humanity" and Frieza. I think he's just a shouty character. When he gets a bit too like emotional, I'm like, I kind of sleep, because all you're doing is calling for help. You actually can't do it yourself. You need friends, and you have to time travel to find friends, and that is a little bit sad. I think it's good for a story, but in a fighting game, just bringing all those memories up, it's like, I just want you to mix them. I want you to throw them in the air and then do your left, right.
Bro, we're not telling a story here. We're playing a fighting game. I just need you to mix this, dude.
Yeah.
I need you to mix him up good and turn him into pastry. But oh god, I mean,
trying to make him feel bad, like Zamasu. When he talks, he's trying to make you feel bad. Same with like Vegeta. And if you're not 16 and talking about birds, I'm not really interested in your hero speech. Like even Goku doesn't really do hero speeches. He's talking about putting people in graves. He's an absolute arsehole.
Yeah, I mean, like Trunks is the most he feels like the most stereotypical anime protagonist in Dragon Ball. Like he suddenly comes in, and it kind of makes him interesting because he isn't, because he's a side character.
Yeah.
But there is the ending of the Black Saga, which is awful. Like the whole thing is great, until it's not.
Yeah.
Until Zamasu turns into mist and everything is awful. Like, it feels like Trunks has never really come home for him. You know, like in the Cell Saga, that's his thing to begin with, but in the end he just gets shot. And it's Gohan's thing.
You know what should have happened, in my opinion? We're gonna sidetrack a lot, but from the tier list now, by the way. so I'll just say it, and then we move over to the next character. What I think should have happened is Trunks staying in the main timeline, being depressed about what happened to his timeline, getting over it, etc.
Fighting in the Tournament of Power, because TM was a complete waste anyway.
Yeah. Basically. And become...
That makes sense.
Because the whole Zamasu arc feels like a filler arc. Like, you could cut it away and nothing changes.
Yeah, they unlock no new powers, they discover no new things.
It literally wouldn't have mattered.
Yeah. I mean, I guess for me it was always a thing of like, you could have just ended it after the Spirit Blade.
Yeah.
That you could have just said, and that's it. He beat Zamasu, cool.
But they went Madoka Magica on them.
They did some other dumb shit. Let's let us indeed move on to the next character. Cell opinions, go.
Hype.
Sick.
Hype or sick.
Yeah, I'm with C4 on sick. I love watching Cell. He's such a cool character. His voice is amazing. His intro, the tales that DBFZ players can tell about Cell's intro and the Cell yell. That stuff's so good.
Screaming, man. If you scream and make me believe it, I'm a fan automatically. That's what he does the best.
Cell yell is the reason to play. Is one of the reasons to play on Japanese. Is because I like Cell's English voice a lot, but man, he can't match the Japanese Cell yell.
Yeah, Japanese yell is actually way better than English, and I play every game in English.
Yeah,
he's
quite confident in his speed, you know.
Yeah, I think he has like the best like cocky one-liners, and you could literally just commentate off of his one-liners. I feel, and his attack, and his like in-game play. I think they're almost timeless. Like perfect attack, rolling crush, 6S. Just his even like his stance on his level 3. It's so anime.
It's all classic. Yeah, it's all like you can't go wrong with Cell.
Yeah, I think he's like one of the easiest and best characters to
his
commentate.
Solar Kamehameha being like his ridiculous aura he first puts out before a
big shot of his face
evaporating the entire solar system.
Yeah, no, Cell is sick, and they like you can't go. Like I said, you cannot go wrong if somebody picks Cell.
He is perfect.
He's perfect. He is perfect for commentating.
Need another tier list for him, just to have him perfect.
So on the opposite end of the spectrum,
Android 18.
Android 18. I don't. I'm gonna let you go first on 18 if you're gonna go 18.
Okay, so. As an Android 18 player myself, of course, I'm not gonna downplay Barrier this time. I think when Barrier works out, it's sick. It's like, haha, you got smoked. And I know the Android 18 player is also looking at you like, haha, you fell for my trap card. But when it's not working, it's like, damn. Her mix is crazy. There's not much to commentate about it, I feel like. But you can talk about her pressure, her Key Blast, her Destructive Disc. Her 17 calls, you can talk about that as well. Like when 17's talking smack in the back while you're just looking at your opponent is amazing. You don't even have to say anything as a commentator because 17 does it for you.
Chatty fuck.
Yeah. Other than that, her combos are really, really mild. Like it's pepper and salt at best of saucy combos. She has no cool combos except the disc loop, which is also getting old.
Disc loop ended with stomp.
Yeah. And the step on me move to finish it off. I think that's kind of cool. It always stays cool. But I would put her in meh or okay.
I feel like even step on me is like you can't really make the step on me joke because it's one, it's a little, it's a little crass, and two, like everyone's made it already.
I'm gonna say,
Like-
yeah, it's weird to say, but I had it as my stream title for a year.
Yeah, well, that's the thing, the step on me combo is like it's the same kind of thing as like Kasuga's bathwater team. It used to be the meme of like, oh, he's playing 18 Kefla 21's team bathwater. And it's like, it's funny, but after a while, it's like it stops being funny, and now all that's left is just you saying step on me, and that's it just. I think for me, I put 18.
I would put her okay now I think about it. Not meh, just okay.
Yeah, I think okay is fine. Otherwise, maybe meh. I like 17, but I don't know. I was weird about 18. There's a lot with her. The barrier, like you said, is like if it works, it's really hype, and if it doesn't work, it's also kind of hype because it's the same effect as somebody trying raw cooler level 3 and getting called out. It's like, oh, you just went straight barrier. And
I only feel pain, but I'm an 18 player, so I'm definitely biased.
You see that happening, you're like, oh,
again. Oh no, not again.
Barrier bros, what happened? Yeah, no, I think I'd put her in okay and otherwise in meh. I mean, when I look at hit being in meh, I'd put her in meh.
C4?
At that point.
I think I used to like commentating 18, but then like the 1 or 2 times you'd see her versus the Krillin and people would make the domestic violence jokes. I was like, this is kind of sleep. It's not really my thing. But I think analytically, she's really cool to commentate because she's always doing stuff, right? She's a very active character. Even when she's playing fairly lame, she's always doing like a 17 call. And then you can explain, you can say the notations if you want. She's really good for like filling up their time. That's why I like commentating her still. But for jokes, I think all the jokes are either old or they're too like crass. Like
it's easy, especially with a character like 18 when there's not a lot of female characters in Dragon Ball, and then like when you get to jokes, it's quickly gonna be crass, vulgar, bad taste. The domestic violence jokes is just like, fellas, we're playing some Dragon Ball out here. You know, let's not go here. So all that combined, I think it's easy to make a mistake when you're commentating 18 and you consider those kinds of things.
I mean, I like it when she breaks Vegeta's arm, but you just don't see SJ Vegeta's anymore, so you can't make that reference.
I think regarding the domestic violence part of that some commentators do, I feel like that's not really character related, but more person related, because it's just a thing like where I don't really know the English word, but grown-ups wouldn't make that joke quickly, and younger commentators would.
Right, like mature people.
Maturity. I think it comes down to that, basically.
Yeah.
Also,
in that sense, if you're coming in, and especially in a scene like this, where despite video games and esports and such becoming more and more mainstream, there's still like a lot of people in the scene that are like, that are neurodivergent and that aren't, super comfortable necessarily with social situations. But they see commentators and they think commentators are cool, so they want to get into commentary themselves, and that's great. I love more people getting into commentary. But when you're I wouldn't, because I think I'd be a horrible TO because I don't have enough time for it. But like when people come in, and then it's like it's people who who don't have a ton of social interaction, but they're on stream now and they're commentating, and they want to be funny and they want to be liked. I think at that point the risk for jokes going the wrong way with characters like 18, and then with like the domestic violence thing, or or like thirst jokes, step on me jokes, that kind of thing, getting out of hand. That can definitely happen. And a character like Cell, that's just not going to happen. What's there to be said for Cell? Like, he's Cell, he's perfect.
Perfect.
Speaking of the step on me thing, like on the other hand, I really like the move because it's so brutal.
Yeah.
It just looks so brutal.
It's a good move for like, oh, that get him. get in there. It's the same as like Broly grab.
You get them down and then you step, you stomp on them. It's literally like 17's level 1 where he's like, yo, you okay? He's just looking at you smiling.
Yeah,
like,
you okay, bro?
You're in the dirt there, bro. And I think 18 does that same thing, but she's a little bit more cruel about it. I think I like that move in that regard. But yeah, the step on me jokes get really old.
Yeah, I mean that attack, like I said, is the same kind of thing as like Z-Broly grab. You know, he picks you up and he like whams him in the stomach, and it's like, oh, you really feel that one. It's like the sound effect is so good. The move is super lame because we've seen it so many times and everybody's been grabbed by it. But damn if they didn't make it well.
Mm-hmm.
Right, Cell, you could say absorb me harder. I don't know. I don't think absorb me hard. I think that's just, it's less inappropriate and vulgar and more just weird. More just people gonna be like, what are you saying, dog? Like, what are you on about? I guess Krillin would be the fitting next choice.
Yeah, I think Krillin's sort of like 18. Analytically, they're cool to commentate because he's got a lot of stuff that people won't know about, and he's got so many moves that have like unique properties that it's really cool. He's got loads of references to Dragon Ball, so you can always do that. I mean, he's normally like the brunt of jokes, kind of like Yamcha, like the loser sort of thing. But he's got his moments when he's like the hero, right? He could have killed Vegeta with a sword, random. He won a lot in Dragon Ball. He done a bits in DBS Super. He held his own, so I think he's a cool character to commentate. He's unique because not many people play him. So
yeah, I think Krillin goes in okay.
Yeah, same here. There's nothing really to add. Like, he has a lot of stuff. He can play the game really well. He has some saucy combo, with the little key blast 3 jumps.
Yeah, I think his neutral is like one of the only problems, because his neutral, as far as that goes, can be a little sleep. You know, he can snuff a super dash with a rock, and that's really cool. That's funny when it happens. But you know,
that's more the assist.
Yeah, but I think, you know, like visually, there's not super much going on with Krillin. But he does have a lot of unique stuff. His combos are cool. You know, like he has, like what C4 mentioned, he's got that kind of like underdog vibe with him, which is always fun, especially if he gets put into like an anchor situation. But I think okay is a fine place for him.
You know what really hypes me up when Krillin is on screen? When he actually hits the 2H. That's sick. That's sick.
He's got a.
Because it never happens.
3-inch 2H.
That never happens. Speaking
Master
of
Roshi.
a very. Oh, I was gonna say speaking of bad 2Hs, but okay.
I was gonna say, like, speaking of, you know, turtle, classic turtle hermit stuff.
Sure, let's go for Master Roshi.
We got Master Roshi.
I think he's whack.
He was super popular in America for a bit.
I think he's whack.
Because it was Master Boshi.
Yeah. I want to hear C4 first, though. For once.
Yeah.
I think he's kind of sleek. I think he's Ampoden. I'm trying to think, because I've seen a lot of Full Metal play him, and other than the character's IP, like, it's Master Roshi. Everyone kind of knows him, even outside of Dragon Ball, right? He's the dirty perv, I guess. He gets swole. That's pretty cool, I guess. Maybe meh then. It's pretty funny when he gets like, well, and he's got the aesthetic of his glasses getting broken. So there's loads of things to reference with Master Roshi, but his actual gameplay, I don't think it's interesting to commentate personally. So I would put him meh.
Yeah, I don't think he's very interesting to commentate. I think he's also like, you know, okay, so he's got the gimmick of he doesn't have super dashes, he just jumps. And that's, you know, that's cool. At least it was cool. It made sure that his roots were different from anything we'd ever seen. But, you know, at the end of the day, now that those roots are figured out, he's not that, you know, he's saucy still. He can still do cool stuff. I like looking at him. But, and, you know, like you said, like the character's IP. Although I will personally say that I could do without the dirty perv stereotype in my anime. Like, I mean, even Super addresses it. They literally have an arc of Roshi stops being a perv, thank God.
Yeah.
He
Because-
doesn't actually stop
because-
it though. He just learns to control it.
It doesn't stop, but like usually it's just uncomfortable and weird.
Yeah.
Like for me, if I don't know if either of you two read or watch One Piece, but Sanji would easily be one of my favorite characters if it wasn't for the fucking for the part where he constantly trips over himself chasing women, and it's like, man, I don't really care for this, for looking at this or reading this at all.
Yeah, for me, Master Roshi, I think, is Unboden as well, because he only really has two redeeming qualities, and that's his anti-air beam thing. That's kind of nice if it hits, and his level 1 Mafuba.
Yeah.
Although I've noticed it a lot, it gets really weird in Twitch chat, and I'm like, please don't ruin my mood as a commentator. I don't want to see cum jar anywhere.
Oh,
I hate that, and people always put that in chat.
What do they put in chat?
Cum jar.
Yeah, so like get in the jar, you know. People
Yeah.
really
Right.
quickly translate that to the cum jar. It's really strange.
I have not seen that, but then
I've
not
seen it a
Twitch
lot.
chat moderator,
I've
so
seen
that
it a lot.
Yeah, I've not looked to see it, but
I
yeah,
mean,
that's
honestly,
weird.
often if it's not like if I'm not literally on stream, like if I am on stream, then I usually pop out, you know, the stream, like the actual DBFZ stream, and I overlay it on Twitch so that I can see the chat and still look at the live game.
Yeah.
And I've never seen Cum Jar. Hekireki's a villain. That dude is a menace. All right, but like I've known him since I was 14. He's a menace. He's never to be trusted. Yeah, I think Roshi goes in Unboden.
Just be lucky
Because,
that
like,
you've never seen that in chat.
It's also a thing of like one of his best moves is also his sleepest move. Is the armor like punch.
Yeah.
Like that move is super sleep. Especially because we saw it so much with Master Boshi when his B assist was super busted. So yeah, I think all that works against him.
Yeah.
Alright, base Goku.
I think he's up. I think he's sick,
Ooh.
actually.
I think it's hard to go wrong with base Goku. Like raw Kaioken is funny. He's got that comeback potential.
Keknia, dude.
Yeah, Kaioken, but he's got that comeback potential that Tien and Broly have, where it's like, yeah, but his last character is base Goku, so might just be a 3-touch situation.
He always 2 touches at the very worst.
No, but I mean, like, if a guy has 3 characters left, base
yeah,
Goku
yeah,
comes
yeah,
up,
okay.
it might just be a 3-touch situation. He hits you thrice and you're just gone. I mean, that's not really strictly true, but you get what I mean.
He has to work for it.
Yeah, he has to work for it a little. It's not quite as easy as Tien touches you and you're gone, but base Goku does definitely have that comeback potential. Although his combos are kind of sleep.
No, I disagree.
Like, okay, no. So
But
he's
I
got the
play
loops.
him.
He's got the loops. He's got like the optimal stuff with the sparks. But outside of spark, his combos are kind of sleep.
No, he has the new beam SD thing, so he gets
Oh,
that
yeah,
little
but I don't
vanish
like-
into re-jump, into the 2M5H, key blast up, Kamehameha, blah blah blah.
Yeah, like the 2 key blasts and then the Kamehameha.
Yeah,
and then
but-
takes it with super dash.
Yeah, for me, it's mostly about how he plays the neutral, right, on his own. So he has good mix. He has a 20 frame command grab, which means he can tick throw with it. He has the whole jump up into the EX shoulder thing, which is like really violent as well. And then he has the Kaioken Oki that people are still not really using, but it's actually really good. Spirit Bomb, hypest does a lot of damage. I think base Goku does a lot of damage anyway, but all the combos are droppable. So that adds to it.
Yeah. I guess I'd put him hype or okay. I think me personally, I'd put him okay. But
I can. Yeah, Go on.
Yeah, no, there's not much I think is like super hype other than his lines. Spirit Bomb was hype for a moment when everyone was trying to lab how to get Spirit Bomb from their level 1 or in their team. Command Grab, I guess, is hype. Raw Kaioken or Raw Genki, they're like, oh my god, it happened to them. They got like, I guess it is. Yeah, I'll go with hype. I'm not mad at hype.
Yeah, I mean, I can definitely see where both of you come from, though, because there's parts about the base Goku that are sick, and there's parts that I think are kind of sleep. Also, because you know how I am, he's a very common character. He's been strong for ages. He's a very good anchor. So, you know, I've seen him a lot, but I think hype is a fair place for him to be.
Yeah, there's one more thing
Like,
that
hype, and I would lean more towards sick than towards okay.
Yeah. There's one more thing that I think is really underappreciated for base Goku players, as a commentator as well. Like, most anchors, they have a really good reversal, but base Goku does not. So base Goku, and I really appreciate good defense as someone who watched the game, and also who commentates the game, because good defense is so amazing. And base Goku, if you put him in the corner, he has no outs except
just play well.
Yeah, basically
Best
either
50,
that
50
or
and
spend the
then
2
ball.
boss and get a free out of jail card. But before that, he always had to rely on good defense, basically. So he's a good snowball character, I feel like, good neutral. But if you put him in, if you get him in the corner, he's not that good anymore. Because you don't have to respect his options because he has none on defense.
Yeah. I guess, but you know, that's like, yeah, he has to guess the 50-50 at that point.
I mean, if you're being put in the 50-50, you have to guess it anyway.
Yeah, I guess even if you have reversal. Right, fair enough. Yeah, no, I think hype. I think I'm sticking with hype.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm gonna have to make this next one my last one because I'm keeping people waiting for me. So let's make it a good one.
Pick your favorite.
Pick my favorite out of these remaining.
Yeah.
Ooh, there's a lot of sleep characters in here, dude.
Pick the one that's not sleep.
I'm not gonna lie. I'll pick the one that I think might be a little divisive. Bardock.
What are your thoughts?
So the thing about Bardock is that, you know, Bardock used to be like the slot this dude on any team because he's so strong. And as a result, I've seen Bardock change a lot, and these days I don't see him at all. I see basically nobody still playing Bardock.
Yeah, only Gillette does.
And I don't know, there's
and Coach
something
Steve.
there's something about how honest Bardock is, which I think if I would have said this like 2 years ago, people would have laughed at me for saying how honest Bardock is. But I don't know, I really appreciate watching a good Bardock these days. You know, like watching somebody like demolish on Bardock is like, damn, this man's got fundamentals at the ass. I guess that's kind of similar to Super Saiyan Vegeta, but then Bardock has more sauce.
I think Bardock, for me, it took a while for me to like get it, but I think he's like the foundation of Dragon Ball. I think he's like quite an important character on the way he plays. When I think about people coming into the game and I think, oh, what character should they learn? I used to think SSJ Vegeta. Now I'm like, don't do that. Don't do it to yourself. Trust me, it's not worth it. I used to think Goku. But Bardock's actually timeless. From when he entered the game to now, he's basically the same, and his strategy is the same, and his strategy is strong. So I think he's really crucial to the game, and I think you can explain a lot of aspects of Dragon Ball through
Bardock.
Yeah, so I think he's important, but that doesn't translate to hype so well. So I would probably put him okay. He's still got some... I mean, he's still Bardock. Apparently he's fan favorite. I never knew this, but apparently people love Bardock. You can always talk about his bloody bandana or whatever.
Yeah, for the homies and all that, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. He's one of the few characters that technically isn't a Goku character, even though Goku's dead. He's the original Goku. I think he's cool. I think he's hard to hate, other than when people used to see he's level 3 like every 2 seconds. Other than that, I don't think he's a character.
I think Bardock.
Pretty hype.
It's funny. His design is so telling of the time. Like, he's got the scar, he's got the bandana, he's got like really like basic Saiyan armor, but it's a wacky color. He's got leg warmers.
Yeah.
He's so 80s in his design.
Yeah, he's basically like the Saiyan warrior that Vegeta was always talking about, like Saiyan warriors of this. Well, Beerus is like Bardock is that. He is that Saiyan warrior, except he's not ruthless. He just does what needs to be done.
Yeah, solid state scouter deserves a shout.
Yeah, and his design just shows a lot of history, and you can go into that as well with his moves and animation and blah blah. There's a lot to be talked about, but yeah, I think he's okay as well because his mix is base Vegeta mix essentially. There's still sometimes new things being rediscovered with this character, like Shadow's 236M into Air-JM link that Rudy made popular.
Oh yeah.
I think that's kind of sick to talk about, but that is like something that happens now, and I think in a few months everyone thinks like, oh, that's a B&B. So yeah, okay is probably like the best point.
I think it's truly telling of Bardock that he's in okay. Although, you know what Luffy pointed out in the chat as well about the level 3. Like, nowadays we don't mind seeing it as much anymore. Like, but there existed the time where it was like, count the Bardock 3s, and oh look, it's Bardock, it's more Bardock, everybody's playing Bardock. And at that time, I imagine it would have been pretty sleep that somebody picks him and you have to commentate Bardock. But, you know, these days he's a lot rarer, but he still has a ton of history and a ton of people who've played him. You know, a very strong, like, fundamental strategy. He's not really like he's not a gimmicky fighter.
It's because he lost his mid-screen fuzzy. He got 50-50s everywhere.
No more, no more of that. So then nobody picks Bardock anymore. Poor Bardock. Yeah, no, I think okay. I think okay is a fine place for Bardock. But with all that said, I need to just about head out. Damn, I was on this stream for 2 hours. I thought, I'll pop up for a bit.
2 hours, 19 minutes. I'm online that long.
Oh man.
Yeah, thank you for being here. And
yeah, man, no problem.
I'll tag you in the Twitter post when this is finalized.
I am currently spamming a different Discord channel with V because I'm holding to speak.
Nice.
God, I'm gonna have to delete all this. Yeah. Right, see you guys.
Yo, see ya. All right, I'm on my own for now. C4 is back in a second, he said. So let's go with SJ Goku, actually. To speak about him, I think, like, mix-wise, he's kind of boring. His pressure is kind of boring. Really basic, like SJ Vegeta level. However, he does have the combo routes over Vegeta. So he has that, I think it's B&B nowadays, like the... Let's see, the Air Tatsu into the Dragon Punch. No, it's not Dragon Punch. The punch downwards from the air, and then into 2L Link. I think that is really fun. Dragon Flash Fist. I think that is it. Yeah, like his combo routes are really cool, but his pressure is basically the same as SJ Vegeta. Even his mix really is just between 2M and the overhead punch. That is all his mix does. Also has that the jump forward Kamehameha beam downwards. I think that was the original Vegito sword mix that people were going for in season 2, etc. But it's not really flashy.
What character are you talking about?
Super Saiyan Goku.
Oh, okay. I think he's better now, but I think that's just because of time, innit? Obviously, when everyone picked him, he wasn't that cool.
Yeah.
I love screaming Tatsumaki, so I'm super biased.
Yeah, fair enough.
I love saying that. I think he's got pretty saucy combos, and I don't know if it's because it's saucy or there's just so many different routes he can do. So it's interesting. He doesn't have like a, well, he probably doesn't now, like an optimal where everyone says you have to go for this route. I feel he's one of the characters that had like a good reason to sacrifice damage for like positioning or like a side swap or screen carry. I think he's got so many different routes that he can go for that.
Yeah.
I think there's like always a decision whether you do heavy Tatsu or just a normal air series and go for the link in the air where you get the jump back like sort of JL. So I'd probably, and 2M, even though everyone hated the 2M, it wasn't like hate like get rid of it. They were like, this is dumb, but it's Goku, we just accept it. He's like one of the few characters that had something that was dumb and people didn't want it to go. So I would probably put him hype because he's so rare now, personally, but I think okay is fair as well.
Yeah, when I think of SSJ Goku, I think of Easy Man right now, and the way he plays SSJ Goku, I said before, but I think you weren't here yet. I think his pressure is and mix is basically SSJ Vegeta's, the equivalent of, because his only mix solo is the Dragon Flash Fist or 2M, basically, and otherwise it is the Tatsu in the air with a DP assist or another fast assist hitting left or right. I think that is the only mix he really has. So watching him in neutral or trying to open people up, I think is really, really boring. But the combo routes are amazing. Like, I really like those. So I would personally put him in okay or meh.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
So I'll put him in okay. Oof, another sleep character. Let's talk Kefla. What do you think?
I think you should talk to Dunk, but he's not here, so I know he really likes the character. I think the character's pretty meh. I think the dash is cool. I think the low lariat's cool. Like, it comes out of nowhere. She's got like the jump scare commentary factor where she'll just do something out of nowhere and get caught.
Yeah.
I guess I don't know how she ranks in terms of fan service. I don't know, but I think she's meh or okay. I think she's pretty meh, to be fair. To commentate, I think she's pretty meh.
I kind of want to agree, but there are a few factors that I think during commentary, like talking about it, Kefla has a lot of things. Like, there are a lot of mind games that you can do with Kefla, with the 6H and the low lariat, even the 2H low lariat. I don't know why that is a thing. 2H, where she jumps into the air and then you cancel it into the lariat that hits low on the ground. That is ridiculous.
Yeah.
But that's like a knowledge thing, I think. But the mind games you can pull off with her, with the whole thing that the commentators usually like to speak about, like the whole EX balls versus DR thing against Popo, where Popo most likely gets hit because he thinks it's a DR, but it's actually just balls being thrown at him.
Yep.
I think that's really cool to talk about as a commentator. She basically gives you a lot of airtime to give knowledge to the players that are watching and don't necessarily know about it. And I think that's quite a lot of them. So I think Kefla in that sense is pretty hyped to talk about, because that hypes me up if I can talk about those things. But otherwise, her pressure is versatile but meh to look at and commentate. Her combos are whack. So I put her okay at best.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay. You pick a character.
Let's go with Blue Vegeta.
Blue Vegeta.
I think he's pretty hype. I don't know why. Maybe it's a case of like the worst blue hair, but he has got stuff. He's kind of the most like miserable Vegeta, which I think is cool. He's just like angry. He's the only one that's not smiling.
Yeah.
And I guess that's because of like the whole arc with Goku Black, which makes sense. He wasn't happy about that. But
yeah.
I think his moves are just pretty. He's like a toned down S Broly, where he's very like visceral and brutal. I think that's cool, and I get hyped commentating it. So I don't know if people watching it feel it, but I think like Nigel Pummel is an insane super. The grab is just insanely fun. Wreckers are pretty brutal. His Ki Blast is like really fast, so that's like a jump scare as well. Mix off of Wreckers. He's got a little bit of everything. Big Bang, like unconventional attack that everyone thinks bad, but blue Vegeta players always make it look good. Insane damage out of nowhere sometimes, depending on the starter. He's not like Jiren where he always just gets crazy damage. Like with certain things, he gets crazy damage, so there's always like a reason to pay attention. He's pretty saucy. He's got some cool re-jumps with like the Ki Blast and stuff. He's got full screen confirms. Like I think he's so universal. I actually think he's hype.
Yeah, I agree. I just really like his mix, especially when you do the EX grab. People always get hit. It's so funny to commentate. Yeah, I don't really have much more to add than that. Yeah, there's some crazy confirms. Like Luffy said in chat, Ki Blast into Niagara. Pummel is ridiculous, like the first hit. Really gets me hype. Him watching Taser as well, back in that London regionals.
Oh, London. Yeah.
The UK regionals. Taser was always two touching with Blue Vegeta. I think that was crazy. That was actually crazy.
Very, very true. Yeah, he does do tons and tons of damage.
Yeah, so for me, also that's an easy hype.
Sick.
What about Blue Goku then? He's one of the Nitro characters now.
I guess Elbow's always going to be hype due to matches. Like everyone's going to get hit once or twice. And obviously he gets combos of it, so there's always that factor like, oh my gosh, he can do this. His command grab, small my fingers. I guess that's never going to get old because we're all children.
Of course.
I don't think aesthetically things are hype. Like his level 3 I feel is quite forgettable. Out of all the level 3s in the games, I think they could have made it more like kind of out there, like Dragon Ball-y. It feels very tamed compared to everyone else's level 3. Even Vegeta's, where it's just a final flash, just him, at least he's screaming final flash. I'd probably say okay.
Yeah, I think yeah, that's true. Like if his level 5 was his level 3, that would probably put him in hype, because that part is actually ridiculously animated. But I agree.
Level 3 is just blue and red, right? Blue and red colors.
Yeah.
And him looking at the sky, and I'm like, oh, come on, man.
Yeah, and then his level 5, he just goes through the beam and punches you. I think that's sick, but you barely ever see that. Yeah, okay. I'm not really happy with this placement though, because he has so much mix to offer as well. Like the elbow, you're gonna see that a lot. The command grab, let him know, the whole meme is sick. I think his level 1 also offers a lot of tools to other characters. So in that sense, he enables others to be more saucy or get like a really good setup you can talk about. So I would maybe barely put him in hype, but okay, it's probably the best placement for him.
I mean, it's definitely your tier list. You can do whatever you want, and no one can say anything.
That is true. That's true. Where do you rate GT Goku and Boden? Ah, he's gonna go sick, my dude. Sorry. Oh yeah, GT. Where is he going?
Season 2 is really did a number in this character. I think you have to hate this character, even though he's not that anymore. But I feel what happened to him in season 2 has taken him forever. I don't think he can ever be anything other than Amboden. I think everyone's just gonna sleep when they see him. I think season 2, he did too much damage. Like he's sleep for me. Commentating him, I feel it's sleep. It's like, yeah, he's not as good as he used to be. Now it's like, why would you even pick him? He's just super sleep. In my opinion, yeah, I'd put him at Boden. I'd really think no one cares about him.
Yeah, I kind of want to place him at Mad because he does still have some ridiculous mix off of his not level 3, well, also level 3. But his mid-screen Oki is kind of ridiculous as well with the pogo stick sometimes, or even with an assist where he jumps over you and then he just bounces back to same side. I think that is kind of ridiculous. But yeah. Oh, and of course the grabs, EX grab, whatever it is, the lariat thing. It's ridiculous. It always will be ridiculous. I like that about him in season 2, and I like that about him now. And also the movement with the orbs and then into assist and then confirming it with the second orb. I think that is really sick as well to watch. So I'm just gonna put him in meh.
Yeah.
Like he has tools over the other Amboden characters that can make him hype. I'll just explain it like that. What about baby Vegeta?
Sick.
I thought you.
That's too much. Yeah, he's the sickest character. He's the sickest character. Like he's got everything. He's not played that much. People have mixed feelings. Like some people hate Baby B. Other people, well, very few people think it's overrated. He got nerfed. People still think he's bad, even though he's clearly good. I think he's everything that people want to see in the character at high level, because people are aware that he's strong, but only certain people have put in the time, or he only goes in with certain teams. So yeah, and he's got so many things you can talk about. Like literally, he can resurrect dead opponents' characters as his own assist. Like you've always got someone to commentate when Baby's on screen. So I think he's sick. Yeah,
I agree. And next to that, I said before, I love when people get snatched out of the air with a command grab. Baby has that.
Yep. Yeah, he does. Yep. And he spins you around forever.
Yeah. He makes you regret your decision for a full 2 seconds before he continues the combo. It's really crazy. One of the sickest characters free. Oh, speaking of making people regret for 2 seconds, Videl with the Gohan special where he just dances on you. I know you got a strong opinion about this character.
For commentary though, I think I'm down for it. I think she's pretty cool to commentate. I think she's one of the few female characters that obviously helps her. One of the few that has a DLC costume technically, I guess, even though we didn't pay for it.
Yeah.
So you can always talk to like stream. I mean, when I commentate, I don't normally talk to chat, but you can always say like, oh, which one do you prefer, short hair, long hair? Like she's very, I think you can have a lot of interactions with that character. And she's not overly like fan servicey, if at all. I don't think she is really. Like
no,
I know
not
you
at all.
Depending on what you look for on Google, you'll find certain things, but in game, like she's got a shirt on, that's it. But it's not like super revealing and stuff. She's pretty cool. She's got Saiyan man, so yeah, she's Peggy PC. So yeah, I think she's hype. I think she's actually pretty hype.
Yeah, I think as well. I think her combos are saucy as hell. The double rejump with downwards momentum 2H is ridiculous. Her mix is amazing. Her little air grab, like when she's in the air, she dives at you and grabs your face and chucks you to the ground. I think that's sick.
Frankensteiner.
Yeah.
Sickest move. Sickest name move in the game, I think. Frankensteiner.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I think that's the only move about Videl you could say that's not PG. But it's really what you're looking at or what you're looking for, to be honest. Like if you're gonna think that, you're gonna be one of those anyway. So yeah, easy hype. The only thing that makes me sleep is when when Saiyan just start dancing on you, like the little tippy tap toes.
Oh yeah.
That annoys me. But I know you love it because we had that conversation before.
Yeah, I love it. Dancing, make people watch the animation, which they don't have to because you can just DAC out of it. It's so sick.
Yeah,
I think it's pretty funny. I mean, I think Saiyan's just cool because he's not in the game. I guess he's a bit of a goofball. He's a joke kind of character. Yeah, he should be in the game. But yeah, I just like to see Saiyan, so I'm super biased. If it was a dance with any other character, I probably wouldn't like it. But because it's Saiyan.
What if Ginyu dances though? What if Ginyu does the pirouette thing?
Oh no, that's true. I do like Ginyu as well. To be fair, yeah, he dances. I'm a fan of that as well.
Yeah. Damn, only top tier characters left. Okay. But not for commentary per se. So it's still a lot of things to be able. Gogeta Blue. What do you think about that character? Because I think he's kind of sleep.
I also think he's kind of sleep. It's not really. Oh, well, I'm also biased because I think I prefer. If people didn't know, I'm a Vegeta fanboy. So
yeah,
anything, even with the fusions, if they lean towards Goku, I don't like him. I prefer Vegito over Gogeta just because I'm a Vegeta head. But I think with Gogeta, when they made him good, the appeal of him kind of went away for me anyway. I think he was more interesting to commentate and talk about when he wasn't as strong, and then they gave him that 2M, and I was just like, well, now he plays that just like every other character. Reflect 2M, and they gave him a mix of his records. I was like, oh, well, he's just Blue Jita, right? He's Blue Jita with easier damage,
but better as well because the multi-hit jump medium.
Yeah, jump medium. His beam isn't tied to a special, so he can just empty vanish. So I was like, oh, you kind of just got rid of a character, and now everyone's playing you. I can see why you're not good because of some intricate detail. You're good because your combo's going forever. You build loads of bar and you do loads of damage. So to commentate him, other than being able to have like catchphrases and quotes, he is pretty meh to me. I'll maybe okay, but I'd probably put him meh.
Yeah, I agree. I would also put him meh. Because, it's like you said, he basically plays like any other character, except that his combos are maybe interesting to talk about. But as for his mix-up, it's always going to be IAD jump medium or 2L. So it's like either 3 hits of the overhead or 2 hits into a 2L. And yeah, like Luffy says in chat, IAD fuzzy setups with 17 assists or basic quick assists. That's all it is, basically.
Same difference. This
yeah, I wonder if we're ever gonna see some Clayton Vegeta combos, because I know he has some sick ones, but he also says like they're not worth going for.
Yeah, that's true. I do remember saying that.
Yeah, the Tiger Knee stuff. So meh.
Yep.
You said you're a Vegito fanboy? Let's hear it.
I am. Yosha, man. Just I think he's. Let's have a look. Who have we got in hype? I think he has the potential to be hype. Even though a lot of people play him, they don't do like the Banshee Blast links and stuff like that. I think characters that have links are really cool. Because you just have that opportunity of, oh, they might drop it, which I think is good to commentate. So
I think only Yasha does them, and he doesn't drop them.
yeah, he definitely doesn't drop them. So yeah, the damage is really sick. I like the fact that he's not a mixed character and he's still doing well, so I think that's hype. Obviously, because we've been talking about how 50-50s aren't very interesting. I think getting hit by a mid that you never saw coming, that you know he's going to do, is pretty hype. Yeah. His lines aren't the best, but they're all right. His one-liners. He's trying to be like Cell, but he hasn't got the phrases, but I think he's got the same energy as Cell.
Yeah.
He's like really cocky. He's a show off. You know, like the other fusions, got his arms crossed. And everyone hates him. And he doesn't have mix. So I think he's hype.
I kind of agree, other than the fact that we see Vegeta a lot. So, like, most of the things he does, we've seen that so many times already now. And, you know, with France changing the meta in America, we're going to see it even more. And at one point, you're going to not be able to talk about Vegeta anymore because you've already said everything. So you're going to become like this repeating machine or something.
Right. Yeah, that's fair enough.
So I would put him in okay, but leaning towards hype, because the same side sword is never going to be old.
Yep.
We can meme this. In 10 years, we can still say this. Like, America, what are you doing? Wake up, boys.
Yeah. No mix.
No mix.
No mix. I'll never get over. That is pretty much the game when it comes to like international. Right. Yeah. No mix. I'm down for that. I can do one more before I jump off. Can we do Gotenks?
Yeah, go for it.
I think Gotenks is sick. I think if you don't think Gotenks is sick, I don't know if you're watching the same game as I am. I think he's the coolest character to commentate. He's got the best walk animations. He has Ghost Oki, but it's not like Hellzone where it's the same thing. He can do different things from his set play. He's always going for hard links because he's the Beyblade loops, whether it's the shout cancels or the rejumps. I like it because he is annoying. His voice doesn't annoy me, but I know it annoys a lot of people. He's cocky. He's an OG. He's had like nerfs and buffs, so you can always talk about his history. He's always got one thing that kind of breaks the universal mechanics. Like now it's the active tag on special that again blocked.
Yeah.
He can do heavy Beyblades. If you block it and you spark, he doesn't get hit. So he punishes you after sparking. So yeah, he does everything.
When you do the active tag offensively, the Beyblade stays active, but the spark does not get rid of Gotenks during that. Wow, that's ridiculous.
It hits the point character, but Gotenks is still spinning, and then the kick at the end will punish you after you spark.
That's crazy.
Yeah, and obviously if you don't spark, you're in like 100 plus block stun.
Yeah,
because you've got to block the whole heavy. Yeah, it's pretty busted. I think it's game changing. I think he is the new meta. I think he is like a busted. I think on my tier list, I put him like top 3. I think he's so stupid. He's got so much tech, so many different routes. No one I've seen does the same. There's not many Gotenks to be fair, but no one does the same routes. Not even like Finrich to I think it's who plays it? I think it's PP. I think he plays Gotenks, or it's another player from Japan. You've got a few people in obviously America that play him. Still, I know Sub still plays him. Short sometimes plays him. They haven't got many over EU. But yeah, I think the character's just got everything. He's got the IP, like one of the first fusions. Everyone thought it was cool. I think he's the sickest character to play in the game and to commentate personally.
Yeah, I can see that. Like, his whole setups are pretty hype to begin with. The whole Ghost Oki thing, you can keep talking about that. You also know when the Ghost Oki is fake as a commentator. That's the funniest part, I think, about it. Like, you can just tell when he does a backdash into level 1, you can vanish that shit.
Yeah.
But otherwise,
exactly.
you can't. So yeah, he has a lot of setups. His combos are really cool to watch. Not so much to commentate, I would say, because, you know, like other characters, they just happen. There's not much to talk about in that sense, but I do like the creativity that this character has. His level 3 is pretty cool, where he just gets the volleyball thing, and if he plays with Piccolo, he gets in as well.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
So yeah, I would say he's hype. Because I don't think he has the cool tools to talk about that the other characters in Sick have. But he's definitely between there for me.
Fair.
So I'll put him hype. Yeah, thank you for being here. I'll finish up this tier list on my own.
No problem. I'll be lurking in the chat. But
Right.
yeah, thanks for having me.
Yep.
Latest chat, latest Nick.
See ya. Alright, shouts to C4, shouts to Panzerpan from earlier as well. Okay, so 3 characters left. I'm just gonna do it from left to right. Teen Gohan. I think his combos are... I mean, we've seen his combos like a million times, but for some reason, every time I see them, I'm like, wow. These are really cool combos. But other than that, I think this character is not that cool. I think due to his combos, I think I will put him in okay. But as for like his neutral, his Oki, it's just not special. There's nothing. He's basically a Bardock in that sense, with a worse lariat. But his combos really make the character. So I just put him in okay. That was a very quick one for me. Has a DP. That's always cool to see people getting hit by a DP, but does not really get a combo off of it. Base Vegeta. Base Vegeta is a character I would kind of be mixed about, because on one hand, his pressure with assists is whack, but when people play him without assists, or like in their mind play without assists, he's really cool because he has the whole knee drop thing. I think that is one of the sickest moves in the game to look at. And his loops in the corner, you can just talk about that. He gives you a lot of airtime, I think, to talk about his interesting stuff, what happened previously regarding his mix, because he's gonna do the corner loop anyway. And if someone gets grabbed by him, shame on you, but that's the hypest thing. The whole snatch your feet away, that's sick. So I'm just gonna put him in, yeah, okay. His destructive disc is because it leads to a 50-50, or it's gonna be reflected. And that's really it. I barely see people use his really cool corner routes, probably because they're not worth it. I think it's Rudan does them, only Sonic Fox does them. But to be fair, I don't really look at the American scene too much, so there could be more of them doing it. Like the mid-screen Key Blast loop. I think that's one of the sickest combos in the game. Actually, nah, I think he's okay. I think he's okay. He has hype combo routes, but other than that, he's not that hype. Other than knee drop. And level 3, he's gonna be hype. Level 3, Shine! Yeah, he's hype. He's hype. And then the final character, Super Saiyajin 4 Vegeta. I think he's very weird to place, because I think that his lariat is super hype, even though it's lame as the opponent. I think it's a hype move. It goes through everything. It gut punches you really hard. I think that's a hype move. His 5 LLL mash, you gotta hold that. I think that's hype as well, going for the anti-air. Because it's a cartwheel, basically. I think his animations are, other than his level 1, his animations are top-notch, ridiculous. Cocky as hell. You can even go into the whole Gogeta Blue against Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta thing. Which one you find cooler, red or blue, blah blah blah. His mix is ridiculous. He has a lot of options. Confetti Kamehameha. Just a saucy character as a whole. I think he, like, other than adult Gohan, I think he might be the sauciest character in the game, even though people only do 2 routes at best. I think there's more that you can do with this character, but that still has to be discovered. I hope someone does that. I don't have the time, nor do I care enough, but there might be people. So I'm just gonna put him hype. I think the moments he creates during commentary, or he creates good commentary moments for the commentators. I think that is the part to take away from it. And with that, I think the tier list is finished. Yeah, I'm happy with this. Sick is full of villains, by the way, except Jiren, who is like an antagonist at best. It's all villains. I think that's kind of fun. All right, it's gonna be it for the stream. I didn't think this would take 3 hours, but it did. That is ridiculous. So yeah, thank you all for staying here. Thank you so much for the follow earlier, Golden Nikon, and the sub from the other Zarhog. Thank you so much. I'm gonna put this on YouTube, demonetized thanks to Panzerpan. I'm gonna put his Twitter in the bio or description, whatever you people call it nowadays. And C4's, of course, as well. Shouts to him. Made a character tier list yesterday, I think. A few interesting takes. But yeah, it's gonna be it. Subscribe, follow, all that stuff. You know what to do. Bell button, blah blah blah. Cheers.